What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television on a happy hump day edition of the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And of course, for you guys out there, fans of the Sports Web, the Tampa Bay sports fan, and of course, Go Bucs Nation, it's your time. How do we start off this show? As you know them, you love them, you got to have them here. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. On tonight's show, we'll have TJ Rives of the Buccaneers Radio Network coming on about 9:30. After that, we may have Harry the Greek. We'll take your phone calls. What do you think about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers? It's a Victory Wednesday. Victory! Gotta love that. Lots of things, lots of injuries to talk about with this team. That's not necessarily the best at this point, right, Tom?
That's good enough to suck right there.
Not good at all. In fact, we'll start out with that. Calijah Kancey out for the year with a torn pec. So, let's see here. The notifications are slow from YouTube. Well, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I do apologize Thanks a lot for tuning in. As always, we just started, so I think a lot of people thought it was going to be 8 o'clock. I changed it to 9 o'clock because I'm starting a new job. So if everybody was expecting 8 o'clock, it's now 9 o'clock, the older time there, and hopefully that doesn't rub some people the wrong way. But Calijah Kancey is out for the year, as we talked about. Luke Gedeke, not sure how long he could be out. He's dealing with a foot injury because he re-aggravated it in the Houston Texan win. Cody Mauch has a knee injury. Did I say it not right? I did say it right. And Emeka Ibuka did not practice on Wednesday. He's dealing with hip and groin injuries. So lots of injuries to this team already. Disappointing. Injuries are a part of the game. Guys have to step up. Going back to Mauch, Luke Haggard, a practice squad player, could end up starting at right guard. If not, Elijah Klein. This is what Todd Bowles had to say today. We juggled quite a few people around there, whether it's Haggard, whether it was Klein, or whether it was Chu, which would be Benjamin Chukwumora. I think I got his name right. We're trying to see some different sets just in case something happens Sunday. We got to play with these guys. So we will see. We will definitely keep you up to date when it comes to the injury situation, when it comes to your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Of course, this edition brought to you by Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa, for all your away watch parties when it comes to the USF Bulls and when it comes to your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll be there live this week. The Bucs are going to be at home. How about that, huh? It seems like forever, but they're coming home to play the New York Jets. Now, the Bucs are not the only ones that are dealing with injuries at this point. In fact, Justin Fields will not play in this game, so it will be the veteran Tyrod Taylor. Again, we'll throw this out there. What's your confidence level with this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team? Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. About 10 o'clock, we will have this guy right here, Adam Weiler. He'll tell you about some great things he's doing, one of the newest sponsors of the Sports Web. It is bucketlisttrip.com. So some interesting stuff there. And if it's not Tampa Joe's that we're sponsored by, we are also sponsored by Up the Block Barbershop. You don't have to go far. It's Up the Block Barbershop, 4946 Moog Road in Holiday, Florida. Go ask my favorite barber right there, Ricky, and all the great barbers. Whether it's a haircut, a fade, a beard trim, which looks like I kind of need one at this point. Maybe I'll make my way down there. It's Up the Block Barbershop. Tell them Peter Blake and the Rolex Reporter sent you. So with that all out of the way, I guess we will see how you are feeling after Todd Bowles and this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team starts out 2-0 for the 5th consecutive year. As I'm wearing the creamsicle, I wanted to save this until Sunday, but you know what? We're gonna throw it out there right now. So what do you guys think about that big-time win on Monday Night Football, in case you weren't able to catch the post-game edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television in collaboration with the J.P. Peterson Show? Also, let me mention this. I threw this out there Saturday when it was official. We will be credentialed media here on the Sports Web, once again in collaboration with the J.P. Peterson Show. We're starting out about 10 o'clock at What the Buck Tailgate, getting you ready, talking to Bucs fans all throughout the year, as long as the Bucs will have me. And then after that, we will have a live post-game edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television from Raymond James Stadium. Give me about 30 to 35 minutes to set up all this equipment out there. Thank God there's no lights to set up because we have plenty of lights. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Give me about 30, 35 minutes. We'll take your phone calls live from Raymond James Stadium. So let's go out to the comments. Just want to say this also. If you like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube super chats are out there. So give to the content if you like the content. And of course, friend me at Facebook at Peter H. Blake. All right. So again, Adam says, love Baker and my Bucs. Kind of feeling a little bit uneasy about this week's game. I don't want any of the players to get complacent thinking about the week 4 opponent. This is what you can run into. You should beat the Jets, but this is the reason why they play the games, right? From the old Chris Berman, that's the reason why you play the games. I don't think it's a trap game, but we've seen this Bucs team, the Denver Broncos. Remember that when the Bucs were flying high, and then Denver comes in here and blows their doors off. Do I think the Jets have the possibility of doing that? No, I don't. Tyrod Taylor is their quarterback? No, I don't. Even without Calijah Kancey and the multiple injuries this Bucs team has, and it doesn't necessarily mean just because they didn't practice today, they're not going to play on Sunday. Again, we'll see here in the next couple of days, especially Friday. Now, if they don't practice on Friday, then that's when you start to get a little bit worried at that point. But I still think this team can beat the Jets. I think the Jets are a very good team and all. But it comes down to desperation. This is a wounded dog right now, right? The Jets are looking for a win. They're desperate. They're 0-2. Played well versus the Pittsburgh Steelers and their old quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, but lost there in the fourth quarter. And then got their doors blown off by the Buffalo Bills, which a lot of teams may get their doors blown off by the Bills this year because Josh Allen and all those weapons that they have are pretty good. That's a pretty good team. With that being said, they also have a new head coach. So you don't want to start out the season 0-2. You definitely don't want to start out the season 0-3 because you got no chance to win a division. You got no chance to make the playoffs. So they're going to come in here and give you the best effort they got. So hopefully the Bucs don't do what they've done the last couple of years here and allow that team to go in there and ruin the undefeated season, if you will. I expect them to go 3-0. So what's your confidence level tonight? We'll throw that out there, 1-10. We'll also throw this out there. What's your thoughts on Calijah Kancey missing the year? Do you think this defensive line can step up with Greg Gaines, possibly Elijah Roberts, who we've talked to on this show before? Can he step up? Had a half a sack. And what about Baker Mayfield's performance? Once again, showing out. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So thank you very much for that, Adam. We'll see you at 10 o'clock. Marty says the notification is slow, so I appreciate that. Marty, again, the team is playing their butt off, but the injuries are devastating. They are. It's a part of it's the reason why you love this organization. Not because of all the injuries, but because of the depth. Any other team with missing Tristan Wirfs and missing Chris Godwin and going on the road those first 2 games, more than likely you would think those are losses. And they're not. Why? Because they're good enough to shuffle around. So, ask for phone calls. Get phone calls. Let's go out to him. Abraham, welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television on a victory happy hump day, my friend. How you doing?
Good. It was a great, gritty win, but, you can't rest on your laurels because you got a wounded dog coming in the house.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. And I don't know what resting on your laurels is. I have to get the definition from the great TJ Rives, the media icon of the Buccaneers Radio Network, about 9:30 when we have him on. I never understood that.
Now, well, going back to last year's Detroit when they played a gutsy victory, and the thing is, they were on cloud 9 because Detroit made it. I think Detroit was an elite team that beat them last year, but they beat them in the house. But they got too high on that, and then they took Bo Nix and the Broncos too lightly, and that was a big mistake because Sean Payton always had their number as a play caller. So.
Correct. And then, of course, Denver, we didn't expect much from him with a rookie quarterback. He's necessarily not playing well. You think you've got it in the bag. And, of course, the Broncos turn out to be a playoff team. So you just never know. Not saying the Jets are a playoff team by any means, but if you don't play your game and you're looking forward to the Philadelphia Eagles, who, by the way, also have a tough matchup versus the Rams, and they're undefeated in the NFC right now, then you're fooling yourself, because somebody's going to give you the best effort. And you're exactly right. The Jets are a wounded animal right now. They're desperate for a win. They don't have their quarterback, so they're going to do everything they can to, try to play for this new coach. This new coach will have them ready to go. Aaron Glenn has played in the league before. We know that with the Jets, actually. Did a really good job with the Detroit Lions as a defensive coordinator. So he'll have his team ready to go. I have no doubt about it. So the Bucs definitely have to give their best effort. And once again, it may be another struggle because of the injuries they have offensively at this point. But how can you rule out this team?
I have faith. I have faith in the coaching staff, especially Carbs.
Right.
And Carbs knows how to get the best out of his linemen. And I do have faith in whoever. I think it's probably going to be Klein that's going to step in over Haggard, because Klein, has a lot more, I think, so I think he may be stepping up if Mo can't go. And I liked what I seen out of Heck. I mean, especially that block he had on that Ibuka touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked pretty good out there. So, and Payne Durham looked solid in his blocking as a blocking tight end. Even Otten looked good. I mean, Keith looked good in the snaps. He was like, I'm not worried. I just believe that the running game is going to be key. And I think White will have more getting more screen passes. He'll be more involved in the screen pass game, because I think just to stretch the field, I think they'll have a 2-back set, and Tucker will get some more carries. I think, you know what? I am not worried. I think, Bowles looked, it was all business. And Baker was all business in the press conference they had. They know that, they're not, they didn't play their best football. And none of them were really happy with the victory. Even they won, they didn't look really happy. They know that they left a lot of things on the field, and they got a lot of work to do to get where they want to be. And that 2 in a row doesn't mean a lot. They want to get to 3-0, and that's something they ain't got reached yet in the last 4 years under Bowles. So I look them to play every game like it's their last game, like an elimination game. So and I think the toughest test is going to be Philly after next week, but they have to get past the Jets first on a short week. So
they do. They have you have to get past the Jets on a short week with all these injuries, and we'll monitor that with Mecca Ibuka not practicing today and others not practicing today, which is a concern.
Yeah, another thing.
Yes,
the Calijah Kancey injury. Kancey's been injured the last 2 years, so he's had that injury stuff.
Yep.
I like what I've seen out of Elijah Roberts, because I've seen his film in college, and he was one of the best. He had the highest pass rush rating in all defensive ends and interior linemen in all of college football. That's why they drafted him.
Correct.
And I think he's a gamer, and he will come into his own this year, step in. And they got what's his name? The other guy, I forgot his name, Greg Gaines. And they may bring up a practice squad player, because I know they signed another D lineman.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he's going to be on the active roster, but they may move up. What's his name from the CJ Brewer from the practice squad. So I know it's a loss, but you know what? Next man up. See, the thing is, no matter who's hurt, somebody's going to step up, because that's the way this team is built. And that existed during the Gruden and the Dungy era, the next man up philosophy.
Correct.
So I am not concerned. Whoever is going to step up will step up, because they practice like they're going to start. So they're going to start. When they get their chance, they will show out. That's it.
It's a good point. What else, Abraham?
Sebastian Dennis. I don't know what his issue is in the pass game, but he looked pretty solid as a run defender.
Yep.
I don't know. He looks a little bit rusty, maybe for not having played for so long. But I hope he makes some changes. The kicking game is a little bit of a concern in special teams, especially the what's his name? I thought he was a solid kicker, but he missed 2 kicks in a row, two weeks in a row, 2
Chase
kicks.
McLaughlin.
That could have been a determining factor in the game.
Yeah.
McLaughlin. And that block punt. I mean, special teams need to clean things up. So that's why I think this team has not reached its potential yet. They're only like 25% of what they really can do. So I think this team is going to be very dangerous when everybody gets healthy.
Well, that's it. That's what, but you got to get healthy, and this team hasn't been able to get healthy. Abraham, appreciate the call, my friend. Use that second one if you want to. Okay.
Not a problem.
All right, man. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that. This team has to get healthy, and they have to stay healthy. And yes, they do have lots of depth on their team. But if you keep on, you continue to miss starters at this point, then you kind of get more and more concerned, especially on the offensive line. This offensive line cannot afford to lose anybody else. And hopefully Cody Mauch is able to play on Sunday. James Sutton says, wow, mine is working. Adam says, happy white creamsicle weekend. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Go Buccaneers. Yes, go Buccaneers.
Wait up, little boy. Stop.
Yeah.
Wait up.
Go Buccaneers. Go Bucs.
How about them Bucks, baby?
Go Bucs. All right, so let's go. Peter Blake, thank you very much for tuning in. Tim right there, Victory Wednesday.
Victory!
Good stuff there. Let's go out to Dave. These injuries mounting up are really getting me concerned. All right, let's go out to Alex. Alex, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend. What's on your mind tonight?
Nothing much.
Nothing much? What do you mean nothing much? You got Matt Silverman and Brian Old.
Know.
We didn't get a chance to get to that. They resigned today, so they're done.
I'm excited about some changes that the Rays are getting ready to make. It's going to be awesome, man.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's going to happen. Like I told you it was going to happen, didn't I tell you?
I know, man. Listen, I know it's been a long time coming, but, I'm almost to owing you that $1,000, man. But no, that was some great news today. But talking about the Bucs real quick, the Calijah Kancey one's gonna hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
A little disappointing, to be honest, because I kind of had some high hopes for him, but I just wanted to call real quick just to say that, listen, I'm still excited about Sunday, like I told you the other day, and I'm going to be there, and I think the Bucs are going to win. I think the Bucs it's going to be a tight game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
I still have some offensive line questions, the kicking issues that we have.
Right.
I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I just wanted to call on because I'm not going to be available later this evening, and I wanted to catch you before TJ Rives comes in here, but I hope to see you on Sunday. I'm gonna come out there, man. I'll be at the game.
You're gonna see me. You'll see me on Sunday, my friend. Trust me. You'll definitely see me on Sunday.
I'm gonna come see you, and if I find you, I have something for you.
All right, my friend. You get better. All right.
Hopefully, I can talk by then. Probably not. But
you're talking just fine, my friend. You're doing okay.
Hey, we love you, bro. And keep up the good work.
I love you too, brother. Love you too. All right.
I'll see you, bud.
Yep. See you. All right. Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Yes. On Sunday, get out there to What the Buck tailgate. Get out there. I'll be live at 10 a.m. Hopefully, maybe earlier than that. We'll see. Get out there, set up, be out there at the tailgate, eat, see Scott Bradford, see all the great people that are associated with it, Cheryl Stewart. And we'll be doing the evolution of Sports Talk Television, and we will be taking your phone calls, and we will be talking to Bucs fans. So, yes, if you're out there, get out to the tailgate, be a star on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. And this is one of the things that Sean, the Sports Don, always wanted to do. He always wanted to do, he wanted the sports web to expand their horizons. He wanted a spider. I want to get out to the tailgates. Wish he was here because he would be right there with me probably at the tailgate. Not sure who the co-host is going to be. It'll most likely just be me. It'll be me, you, and all the Bucs fans out there. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Dave says these injuries mounting up are really getting me concerned. How concerned are you with these injuries? Because you go through the injury list, it's not good. Savasi Dennis also on the injury list at this point. Now, when Baker Mayfield was asked about C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who remembers him, Bucs fans, right? For the Saints, dirty hit, dirty player. He was asked about it when he, of course, he ran for the 15 yards there, got the first down. He says, "We don't take any. That's about it." Mayfield posted a picture of the play on his Instagram feed, drawing a response from Gardner-Johnson, who's coming off a Super Bowl winning season with the Eagles. He says, "Boy, this cute, but still ringless." So there you go. So we'll see how that continues. I don't think Houston's going anywhere there, CJ. And eventually, I think Baker Mayfield will have a Super Bowl. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get back to that. Also hear what else Baker had to say about the offense, because you have to love the honesty from Baker Mayfield anytime you hear from him. But I want to get your thoughts on Mayfield as the quarterback of this team. I'll be at Ray J on Sunday. Mike, hopefully you come out to the tailgate there. Dave says, but the one blessing is the Jets are coming, but Tyrod worries me a bit. James says, victory day, Bucs win. Yes, victory day. Victory! Love that. Brian says, Cody Malk out for the season. That has not been confirmed at this point. He may miss a week. He may miss a couple. I'm not a doctor. Don't play one on TV. Don't even look like a doctor, I don't think. All right, let's go out to Sun Devil Dave. Sun Devil, welcome to the Evolution.
Great job, as always.
Yes, how do we start off the show, man? How do we come strong to the mic?
Thank you for wasting my time, and goodbye forever.
There you go. All right.
Awesome.
So what's your thoughts on the Bucs at this point?
I think we're going to be okay. You know, everyone needs to pump the brakes.
Okay.
You know, we lost Kancey, but we got next man up.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the depth, I think we have some pretty good depth on the line.
Right.
I sent you that link about the Bucs defense since 2022, right?
You did send me that, and to everybody's chagrin, Jamel Dean have been a top corner according
top
to Pro.
Corner. I know it's a small sample size the first 2 weeks, but he's one of the top corners as far as his passer rating is like 50 when they target him when he's on the field.
Right.
Compared to, let's say, Mr. Tyreek Stevens for the Bears was like 148. So
well, that's good.
I think. Speaking of that, I think Jalen Johnson is out for the year for the Bears. So I think I'm going to have a eulogy for the Bears. And I might just burn like all my Bear stuff, even my Super Bowl 20.
To every fan out there right now being 0-2.
But hey, we got good news. The Cubs clinched a playoff spot today.
Well, there you go. Go Cubs, go.
And
congratulations.
Go Cubs, go.
Yeah.
You're right. And in honor of that, there it is. There's Harry.
Okay, there you go. I love Harry.
Also,
love to hear.
We got breaking news. I don't know if you covered this. I need to get that ESPN the breaking news thing real quick.
Well, I got the draft chime.
Okay, let's do that one. Okay, that's good.
All right, what's your breaking news?
It's a sports web.
All right, yes.
Okay, this is hot off the presses. Tom Brady's coming out of retirement to play football. You know that, right?
Yes, flag football in Saudi Arabia. Yes.
Tom Brady is coming back in March, and they had the list. It's going to be a 5-on-5 tournament. Other confirmed players: Gronk, Beckham, Tyreek Hill, Barkley, Caffrey, CeCe Lamb, Sauce Gardner, Myles Garrett, Brock Bowers, and Max Crosby. Wow, I mean, that's going to be pretty fun to watch.
It will be fun to watch, and it's in Saudi Arabia. At least seems like everything at this point is taking
everything.
WrestleMania.
I know.
Yes. So
they pay the big bucks, man.
Well, they do pay the big bucks.
The big money.
How much money are they getting from Saudi Arabia to the NFL? How you got to think?
It's the bees, right?
Yes.
And the bees, using the bees. But
yes.
What do you think about all this whole, Tom Brady, going in the booth, and then now there's this controversy. Now the Bears coach like, I don't think he's trying to take our plays, and I think that Tom Brady is trying to get information during his pregame, that production meeting to where he's going to use that to help the Raiders. Now he's in the booth, he's got the headset on. What's going on here?
I mean, I heard this on the Dan Patrick show the other day. I was kind of laughing about it. Some people were going, "Well, he's not trying to get an advantage, really. What coach did he What coach was he under
Yes.
at the time? Was he with the New England Patriots?
Always trying to get an advantage.
Of course, he's Tom Brady. There's a reason why he's one of the greats, because greats are trying
He
to get
is.
that advantage. Now,
Absolutely.
is it somewhat cheating? Is it somewhat shady to a certain degree? Of course it is. And I would think this would also work in favor of, possibly the opposing team, because Patrick mentioned this the other day, to where
Right.
if Brady is in that production meeting, maybe there is a Ben Johnson who says, you know what do you see from Caleb Williams? Can you
Right.
help me out? So I think it could go both ways, but of course people are looking at it from the standpoint of giving the
Right.
Raiders an advantage. Why? Because he's a minority owner. Of course he's going to do that. And anybody who thinks he's not going to do that is out of your friggin' mind, or
Well,
yeah.
If he's investing in the team, he needs to have a return. So he wants these guys to play better. I mean, hasn't worked the first 2 games, or 0-2, right? I mean, you got Geno Smith out there. But here's another thing I like to throw at you. I mean, maybe Brady's looking at this, he's in the production meetings, he's in the booth, he's looking at Geno Smith, and he's looking at, Wilson for the Giants and Rodgers for the Steelers and for the Browns. Man, look at these MFers, man. I could go out there and do this. Do you think that maybe?
Excuse me,
we
do.
You know what? Maybe I'll
do.
come back week
Hold
8.
on. We do have some. Hold on.
Okay.
We do have somebody
Breaking
did.
news.
Somebody did get some breaking news here, according to Adam Schefter, and this happened about 16 minutes ago, so I missed it. Cody Mauch has suffered a season-ending knee injury. So this offensive line, once again, being depleted by injuries, as we got the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. So, Sun Devil Dave, I'm gonna cut this short. I'm gonna have you call back in here, and we'll get you back on.
Thank you for wasting my time.
Yes, absolutely, brother. Absolutely, call back in. Not the way you want to start off the show here with the media icon. We'll try to be positive. I will say this, that Jason Light knows what he's doing when it comes to drafting. Elijah Klein, you're now on the clock. Luke Haggard, you're now on the clock. I'm not going to even try to pronounce the other guy's name at this point because I'll completely butcher it. But according to Adam Schefter, there you go. He's out for the year. Cody Mauch. So what is that? That's the way we start out here. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. You got the memo. We wore creamsicle tonight here.
I did.
Yes. On the sports web, but that just coming down here. Once
that news has just come out here this evening. Actually, Rick Stroud had it first, and Adam Schefter didn't credit him. So that's kind of an underhanded thing. But such is life. And so they are also signing a lineman off of the Buffalo Bills practice squad to the active roster to replace Mauch. That's not somebody that you would expect to plug in and play immediately. You're mentioning Klein would probably be the logical right guard at this point. Man, you talk about a MASH unit right now with offensive line injuries, including Luke Gedeke. Including when can Tristan Wirfs play? Can he play Sunday? A lot of unknowns right now for the Buccaneer offensive line. So we'll try to keep it positive here, but definitely there are some injuries here coming off of this game and in the early part of the season because Emeka Egbuka is on the injured list as well. I will say this. I was in the locker room, for whatever it's worth. I was in the locker room about 8 or 9 hours ago now. He was walking around with a smile on his face. He was in the locker room. He was there for all to see playing chess with Sterling Shepard, for the record, with the veteran. I don't know who the better chess player is between the two, but that's what they were doing. So there you go. I saw that earlier in the day, but they are banged up. But here's the theme to begin the conversation with you, my friend.
Yes.
You're 2-0 at this point, winning 2 games on the road when most thought you would lose at least one of those. And now you get to play a banged up Jet team. Have you seen the Jets injury report? It's got about 11 names on it.
Yes.
Including Justin Fields. So now you get a chance to get them at home banged up. You're revved up for the home opener, hot, loud crowd. So yeah, the offensive line is concerning, but let's give it a couple of days on what are they going to do with the patchwork here. I'm just saying this, all right? Hypothetically, if Wirfs is ready to go, Peter, You now are going to move Barton back to center. You're going to move Bredesen back to left guard. And maybe now Michael Jordan, who's acquitted himself by all accounts so far at left guard, maybe he becomes the right guard. I don't know that. I don't know that that's what they're going to do. Maybe they're looking at this and saying Tristan needs another week. Maybe Tristan is saying to them, I need another week here.
Right.
You are more worried, my friend, about November, December, and January with him than you are right now, especially after you've won the first 2 games. Would you not agree? You're more worried about November the 1st and December the 1st and January the 1st than you are here in this situation with game 3, with week number 3. We'll see. I said a lot there. What else is up? What else?
Well, you got that breaking news. And then, of course, Luke Gedeke, he could be out for a week. So, again, this offensive line, it started out banged up. But let's go to Baker Mayfield, shall we? I mean, let's talk about a positive there. You got a 4th and 10, which, by the way, Todd Bowles and all the haters out there, give that man his credit. Put some respect on his name, as the kids would say. Because him going for it, usually with 3 timeouts, you would think he would punt the ball, give his defense the opportunity.
What do you think? So 2 years ago, 2023 Todd Bowles, do you think he punts that ball?
He punts the ball.
And I think he has evolved some with this mentality of explosive offense and, in particular, confidence in number 6 in Baker Mayfield there to make a play. Still, though, 4th and 10 in your own territory, can I just tell you, I was saying off the air, punt the ball, because the chances of making 4th and 10 in your own territory, I was really thinking first reaction, punt the ball, go play defense and see if you can't get the ball back. They instead decided, hey, the game is on the line right now. We will do or die on this 4th down play. And Peter, I'm still sitting here 2 days later on the sports web, 2 nights later, and saying, how did Baker Mayfield get out of the backfield with 6 guys coming at him, including a complete free hitter coming right at him? And he was just David Copperfield. Poof.
Yes.
And he's out the gate and gets the first down. Incredible individual effort on that, because you are croaked. If he gets tackled anywhere short of the line, much less in the backfield, it's over. They're going to kneel on the ball. They're going to win the game. So none of the rest of what happened after that happens if he doesn't make that play. So give him a ton of credit. What a leader. What a leader, and how much fun has this been for 2 years and 2 games, Peter?
Well, and I love the comment there. We're not going to take any you-know-what, and that's about it, talking about C.J. Gardner-Johnson and, of course, them going back and forth. You got to love that, because Bucs fans remember him being a nemesis for the Saints. They remember also I believe he was a part of that dirty hit on Chris Godwin where he injures him in the leg. So it's always good for Baker to get the one-upmanship, if you will. And
you don't want to mess with number 6. And plus, number 6 is going to bring big friends from the offensive line. If anybody can still walk on the offensive line, he'll bring big friends here with him. What a mentality. Great mentality. I know some are saying, hey, you're really taking risks with your body. That's the way this guy plays. That's who he is.
Yes.
He is not going to change for you, me, or anybody else. With the way he plays, maybe even to his detriment, but
that's a good thing. That's a good thing in the Bucs.
Tough to argue with the results that you're seeing and the success in the 4th quarter that you are seeing with what he's been able to do.
All right. Now, our good friend today, Mr. JP Peterson, of course, said it on his show, which, by the way, you can hear Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. He had the question of the day for Todd Bowles. I
was on with him first before he got to Todd Bowles, and he asked me the same thing.
All right,
let me ask
you.
Do you think that the defense, allowed Nick Chubb to score? And I said to him, I don't buy that, because, again, from my vantage point, I believed at about the 10-yard line, I'm standing there. Nick Chubb's running right at me, Peter, over on the sideline. I'm off the field, obviously, but he's coming right my way. And I saw guys chasing him initially. Did Antoine Winfield take a bad angle? Yes. But, again, JP staying on this. He's been in the market for a long time. One of the things he's pointing out and others pointed out is watch the Buck defensive line where they all kind of stood up out of their stance and nobody fired off the ball. They didn't make it blatantly obvious, but they didn't fire off the ball the same way. And then do you have the clip of him asking Antoine Winfield, or you have the clip of him asking Bowles, or both? Or
I do not have the clip. I wish I did get the clip.
The clip with Bowles, the answer was, we scored a touchdown and won the game.
He says, I don't think it matters. We won the game, so we'll go from there.
Right.
And he says, so Bowles won't say, and he says at all, because he re-asked, are you going to say? And he said, I'm not going to say at all. And then he asked Antoine Winfield Jr. And I've asked him questions before, and he's very, very short with his answers. When he wants to be short with you, he'll be short with you. So it was a good run by Chubb. And he kind of
looked at JP and he kind of said, he made a good run.
Yes.
And then JP followed it up and he said, no, we're going to give him credit. He made a good run, and he was kind of smiling while he said it. So we'll let people believe what they want to believe.
That's it.
On that. Clearly, if Houston had it to do over again, they probably would have instructed him, if you break free and you have the first down, which he did, lay down. Lay down and let the clock run, because the Buccaneers are going to have to burn all their timeouts. Now, I keep saying this, there is no guarantee that you're going to make the field goal. And we already saw Chase McLaughlin earlier in the half going that same direction. So it's a quandary. We'll use that word on a Wednesday night on the sports web on, do you go ahead and get the touchdown? Because there's not a guarantee on the field goal. And plus, the touchdown pushes it beyond a 3-point lead where the Bucs have to have a touchdown going the other way.
Yeah. The defense, to me, doesn't get enough credit. A lot of people look at it and they just want to down the defense. And you lose Calijah Kancey, so I don't know what the impact of that is. That's a shame. You have Elijah Roberts. You do have Gaines, who's played in the league. So we'll see how it works, because it all works in conjunction.
How about the goal line stand?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you get a goal line stand
ends up being huge in that fourth quarter.
Yes. And they didn't even try to run at that point. I mean, you would think being on the goal line, you're going to try to run, but because the Bucs defense has been so good against the run and was so good during the game, you try to pass 2 times and you don't make it. So
I did not understand in the plays, the third down and the fourth down, I think, were away from me. I know the fourth down play was away from me. I did not understand why they did not roll him out with the run pass option to try to run it in. If the throw's not there, run it in.
Yeah.
And they had good pass rush on him, I believe, on the third down play, and there may have been somebody in the area spying him on the fourth down play, but that's an enormous sequence. They get nothing off of that. And that ends up being large at the end of the game. All right, so I know you're rocking along with the callers and the commenters. Do we have anything else to address with the commenters or whatever before I have to get out of here? I have other work duties tonight, kids. I love hanging with you whenever I can.
Yeah.
But you got anything else for the commenters, or are we good at the moment?
Well, I want to ask you this right here. TJ, what's your opinion on the problem with the Bucs special teams? Or go back.
Wow.
We'll go back to the punt return there. I felt like the referees were a part of the Stevie Wonder club there. Because you have to be blind in order not to see Josh Hayes getting pushed. That could have been Isaac Hayes, and you would still know he's getting pushed.
That is the point of attack where Jalen Knoll has caught the punt, the rookie, and Josh Hayes clearly being pushed in the back. And they throw the flag, and then they pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean, you lose your mind watching that. And that is a 60-plus yard swing in field position. They're going to be backed up inside their 20-yard line with the penalty, and instead they're inside the Buccaneer 30 because of the penalty being picked up.
Yeah.
And Knoll getting the punt return. On the punt block with Riley Dixon, we were talking about it on and off the air in the first game with Atlanta that he almost got a couple of punts blocked. He's taking the extra half second. And I said on the Nothing But Bucs podcast, the official Buccaneer recap podcast on the mobile app, and
which, by the way, you have to listen to that because you got the Gene highlights, you got TJ commentating, and it gets me through the day because there's sometimes where I'm in my Uber in the Go Bucs Red Tesla, and people are annoying, and I don't really want to talk to them. So what do I do to pass the time? I turn on the Nothing But
Bucs, the pod. I love it. Wherever you get pods or on the Buccaneers mobile app. But I said on the show that he's taking an extra half second to get rid of the ball on the punt, and that is correctable. That's up to Thomas McGahee, the special teams coach, and him to get on the field in practice and be ready with, you've got to get the ball off quicker. And if you're not going to get the ball off quicker, this is me saying this, you're going to probably get another one blocked and you may not be here. Right. Because they came close at the end of the first half to blocking one. And they're over there with those surfaces, those monitors, and watching the way to have somebody break free to block a punt attempt, and he takes the extra half second and you get one block. Special teams was a mess. It's got to be better. Got to be better starting Sunday. For sure.
All right, my friend. I know we want to take some calls from somebody, but we're not going to do it tonight. We will do it next week. Go ahead and promote
anything
yourself.
Anything else? We got the Jets.
Yes.
Sunday in the white on white.
Yes.
With the Bucco Bruce helmet. They've never gone back to the white on white since switching the uniform color back in the mid-1990s. You know, they had the orange pants from 1992 on. I don't believe they ever wore the white on white from 92 to 96.
They did not.
So you got to go back to like Richard Williamson, white on white, for the last time they wore it, 1991. So this will be interesting on Sunday. Going to be hot, going to be loud. Buccaneer fans need to make a lot of noise. Looks like it's going to be Tyrod Taylor. Justin Fields is still in the concussion protocol. We'll see if he clears it. That's advantage Buccaneers. You got a chance to demoralize the Jets. Let's see what can happen here. Banged up Buccaneer offensive line. So this will be a lot of fun. We'll be on the air at noon on Buccaneers Radio, 98 Rock and the affiliates. I know a lot of your audience sees us outside the market. Go to the Buccaneers mobile app. Go to SiriusXM, NFL Plus. You can hear the game broadcast with Gene and Dave on the call for the 50th season home opener. So we're on the air at noon with the kickoff at 1. And I'll try to pop by on your post-game sports web from Raymond James Stadium after it's all over.
Yeah.
Look forward to all of that for this weekend, my friend.
Absolutely, and we got you covered. He won't be there, but I'll be there at the What the Buck tailgate there talking to Bucs fans, and hopefully all you Bucs fans tune in or come out, have some great food, and talk Bucs football. TJ Rives, the media icon, we appreciate the time here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television, my friend, all right?
Always good to be with you. Keep the faith here, Buck fans, because if you get to 3-0, it's not everything, but if you get to 3-0, your chances of making the playoffs go way, way up, even beyond 2-0, much less 1-1. You get a 3-game cushion at the beginning of the year with the way this team has played at the end of the year in each of the last 3 seasons, but really the last 2 seasons with Baker Mayfield. Be excited about that. Always good to be with you, my friend. Everybody keep your head up with the offensive line. Let's see what they elect to do. Can Wirfs play? I'm just saying, if Wirfs is playing, Bredesen is back at left guard, Graham Barton at center. Maybe you move Michael Jordan over to right guard to go along at the moment with Charlie Heck. Now you're feeling a little better about what they do. I don't know that Wirfs is going to try to play, so it may be makeshift offensive line, and you got to try some creative things. Stay tuned.
That's it. All right, TJ Rives. Appreciate the time as always, my friend.
Good to be with you, my friend. Have a good night.
Right, absolutely. Go Bucs. All right. So there you go. That was Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneer Radio Network. Now we will take some phone calls because I wanted to take some questions, but he had to do some things tonight. So it's just, again, me and you. I will give credit and flowers out to my buddy there, Mr. Harry the Greek, who said it best. He definitely, I see you, Harry. He said the best game of the week. He had the underdogs. Bet them without the points. That's what he was saying. That's what he said. We'll give him the flowers because he was definitely right on when it came to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Houston Texans. Let's go out to this guy right here.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell is the matter with you?
Jim, welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Again, the breaking news of the night, Cody Mauch out for the year with the knee injury. So where's your confidence level, Bucs fans? Go Bucs fans, Bucs Nation, when it comes to this team winning on Sunday and throughout with all the injuries on this offensive line. Go.
I still think we're strong. We're building up. We're going to say next man up. Young bloods, come on, get in here.
Okay.
And for the offensive line. And also I'm worried about the skill position. We got the rookie got hurt. What is it, knee injury?
Mm-hmm. Emeka Egbuka. Yes, it is right now. It's not a knee injury. It is multiple injuries at this point, hip and groin. So they were wrapping him up on Monday night. You saw that on the sideline. He was out of the game a little bit. So, guys, hopefully he can play. If not, you're going to have Sterling Shepard. And, once again, the depth on this team, Tez Johnson, some players that are going to have to step up, and they're going to have to step up. They're going to have to step up. They're going to have to play well, because if they don't, this offense, for me, I have no doubt that these players will step up. It may necessarily not be the wide receivers. Of course, Mike Evans still being on this team. Knock on wood, he's healthy. But, if Ibuka can't go, then you have Sterling Shepard, Tez Johnson. You have Cameron Johnson at that point. You don't know what the Bucs may do. They may bring somebody up. They may sign somebody. But what they always do is go with the next man up mentality, and we'll see what happens. So, hopefully Ibuka can play. It's early in the process, but the breaking news of the night here, if you're a Bucs fan, unfortunately, Cody Mauch, according to Adam Schefter and what TJ said, Rick Stroud had it first. So Rick Stroud at Tampa Bay Times, that Mauch has suffered a season-ending knee injury, and he is out for the rest of the year. There you go.
All right. Well, hopefully we have a good backup for him.
Well, Elijah Klein, Luke Haggard, and Chew, as Coach Todd Bowles would say there. So there you go.
Yes. So I'm worried about Ibuka. I see Ibuka, hip injury, questionable.
Yeah.
I'm looking on my fantastic fantasy football list.
Hip and groin injuries.
I go down to my bench where I got Chris Godwin. He's questionable.
All right.
Knee injury.
Yep, he's not going to play.
He could play, but I doubt it. Yeah.
Not going to play.
And then my quarterback, Dayton Daniels, is questionable with a knee injury. So
you better go on that waiver wire. Who do you got? Because we care about your fantasy football team here, guys. I do care about it. But who's on the waiver wire at this point?
Well, I went and got the old. Wait a minute. Where's he at? Where's he at?
Well, come on now, Jim.
Russell Wilson.
All right, Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson's your backup quarterback. Who's your wide receiver going to pick up?
My backup wide receiver would be Miami Dolphins.
Which one? Tyreek Hill or the other guy?
Well, no, I can get Tyreek Hill now.
Waddle?
Yeah, Waddle.
Okay. All right. I think you should be okay. All right, Jim.
I got Reeves. He got hurt though.
Well, there you go.
For Green Bay.
There you go. All right. So it's the injuries are tough right now on your fantasy football team and on the Bucs. So
the injuries.
Hang in there, my friend.
Just like real football.
That's it. Real football. Exactly. Except it's not. But it is for fantasy football nerds like us. All right, Jim. Appreciate the call as always.
Call you back later. Yep.
All right.
I'll take my second call.
Yep. Definitely take your second call there. I know somebody else tried the call. We'll get out to the comments in just a moment. This guy right here. Again, we would usually take calls when TJ's on, but we didn't take any tonight, and that's okay. I know people want to call and talk about it. There was breaking news. Somebody did report it, so I'll give them credit. Curtis, welcome to the Evolution.
What's up, fella?
What's up, man? 2-0, fifth straight consecutive year for your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but some injuries right now mounting on the offensive line. Of course, Calijah Kancey out, Luke Gedeke out, and now we learn from Rick Stroud at the Tampa Bay Times that Cody Mauch is out with a knee injury for the year. So your thoughts, what's your confidence level with this team?
I think Calijah will be back by the playoffs. I heard him. I saw they were talking to Todd Bowles today.
Yeah, torn pec. It's going to be tough. Yeah. That's definitely going to be tough, my friend. Yeah.
I don't know. This team just is tough as hell.
Yep. Well, it's a direct reflection of their quarterback, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you and Harry, I said something to you and Harry about it Sunday.
Right.
This team is they have the Mike Evans syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's so humble. Nobody's greedy. Nobody wants to complain. Everybody hey, it's not about individuals. It's about the team win.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure if we were other teams with, star players, they'd be complaining about getting the ball and stuff. And,
mm-hmm.
What I will say about Levante David and Mike Evans is they've both been here so long. that they know what it was like to be losing for years.
Right.
And winning is, I mean, truthfully, winning is really all that matters in the NFL. It really is. I mean, I was married to a Patriots fan, and I used to hate them so much.
How did that work out for you?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You know how it worked out. Until Tom Brady came to Tampa.
It didn't work out. That's what happened. It didn't work out, and that's the reason why. You know, you got sometimes you got to, but I won't say that because you have women out there who have other teams. They like other teams, but as men, you know, you've got to do your job here. You got to corrupt her to be a Bucs fan. So you know that's my thing.
The bad part about it is the woman that I'm dating now.
Yeah, she's not a Bucs fan.
She is a diehard
Steeler fan. Wow.
And I tell her every time I see that yellow, I want to throw up. Just to mess with her. I don't have a problem with a Steelers fan. I told her if she was a Cowboys fan, we wouldn't even be able to date ever.
Jeez.
Ever.
Wow.
Ever.
Jeez. Wow. All right.
No, I'm very, very impressed by this team. I mean, here's the thing. Houston is a perennial playoff team in the AFC. They are a wild card team more than anything.
Right.
The Atlanta Falcons, all the haters have picked the Falcons to win this division the last 2 years.
Sure.
And guess what? Yes, they swept us last year, but we still pulled out the division. And for us to start the season with a win against the team that most people have chosen to win this division just is pointing us in the right direction. Now, I'm nervous, Peter.
Well, I think a lot of people are nervous, especially with all the injuries piling up. And then on top of it, as we talked about, the Jets not expecting them to win. They're going to give their best.
It's a setup game.
They're going to give their best effort, of course, because they don't want to start out 0-3. No team wants to. And you know that Aaron Glenn, being a guy that's played in this league before, will have this team ready to go. At the end of the day, yes, you're going to have to play your game. The Bucs are a much better team. They have much more talent. Can they go out there and continue this momentum? I think they can, but you can't look ahead. You got to take care of business.
No,
they always say it's one game at a time, and it comes back to Sunday, home opener versus the Jets. You got to play your best game. And listen, you may get down, but you're never dead, right? You're never dead and gone when you got Baker Mayfield at the controls.
I mean, this guy is finally getting the credit he deserves from everybody.
Well, he should be getting the credit. He should have been getting the credit because the last 2 years he has more passing touchdowns than Patrick Mahomes. What do you got to do here? You look at the numbers overall, the passing yards, the touchdowns, the QBR.
Did you see his interview today?
I did not get a chance to see his interview today. No, I did not.
Man,
I know he had some things to say. We'll get into that. Yes.
I can tell you this. It reminds me of I'm a huge Transformers guy. Love Transformers. Love the movies.
More than meets the eye. That's right.
Yeah. And one of the guys, I forgot which one of the robots it was. After Optimus Prime made a speech, he was like, "You just want to go through a wall and take a bullet for this guy."
Right.
Like Baker, you're like, he's cocky. You know he has a chip on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
But when he goes out there, you just want to, the way he plays, he leaves it all out on the line.
Yep.
How could you not do the same thing? The same thing.
Well, it's the effort by Rachaad White on the fumble there because he definitely saves the game.
That was the play of the year so far.
Well, I mean, that's definitely one of the plays of the year because if you don't have White recover that fumble, then that game is different. And then on top of it, I think the play of the year for me is 4th and 10, Todd Bowles going for it, and Baker Mayfield running out of the pocket and trying to accomplish that first down with the 15-yard scramble and doing everything he can to get there. And that's tremendous. Yep. And we've seen that over and over again from Mayfield, which is, again, tremendous when you need a 1 yard or 2 yard or 10 yards or something along the lines. And Baker Mayfield has an opportunity. He's going to be decisive. He's going to either try to make a throw out of the pocket, or he's going to scale the pocket, scramble, and try to get that first down. That's what you love about Baker Mayfield.
Well, and when he went down and we all thought he was hurt,
mm-hmm.
and when Gardner Johnson or whatever his name is was standing over him, John, and he popped up, I'm like, oh shit, they're in trouble.
Gotta love it.
I knew the game was over then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, the one thing you don't want to do to this guy is give him any more motivation to go out there and to put it all on the line. Like, he doesn't need any more motivation.
Right.
But the fact that you gave him more motivation is like, okay.
Yep.
So I think it's this team, despite the injuries, we're gonna continue to fight, and we have a great team, and I love where this team is going. And like you said, Peter, to all the Todd Bowles haters, keep hating. Because this guy has done nothing but win.
That's it.
That's all this guy has done.
It's crickets right now, because I hear nobody saying Todd Bowles should be fired. I hear nobody saying Todd Bowles doesn't have the guts, because all that stuff at this point is nonsense. It's nonsensical, because if a guy doesn't have the guts, then, and it's like TJ Rives said a couple years ago, do you think that Todd, and we'll throw this question out there to the webheads and Bucs fans out there, 2 years ago, do you think Todd Bowles goes to that fourth down, or does he punt the ball? Because I'm telling you right now, most likely he punts
I think he probably would have punted the ball.
Right.
And also, I feel like Todd Bowles is still learning. Shout out to JP Peters, because I'm going to tell you something. You're right. The managing of the clock is huge, but it also goes to show that you have a head coach that's willing to continue to learn and develop, and he doesn't act like he knows everything.
Right.
He's developing along with his players. That's why he's a player's coach. That's what people don't understand.
Right.
These guys, they go out there and they fight their ass off for their coach every Sunday.
That's it.
No matter what it is.
That's it.
I mean, for me, the only time I saw the Bucs lay down within the last couple of years was that terrible Denver game last year, which we're
it was a terrible game, but it's a reminder when you don't play your best game. And at the time, nobody thought the Broncos were going to be that good. Curtis, I got to run, man. Use that second call. As always, we'll talk some turnbuckle talk here. We'll talk more Bucs.
Can't wait for that.
All right, my friend. Appreciate the call as always here. I'll get back to the comments in just a moment. But we got somebody on here being a part of the evolution of Sports Talk Television. I always tell you we're trying to expand, get sponsorships, get people on here to promote their business. For you Bucs fans out there, let me go out to this guy right here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my friend. Welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. What do you got for us? What's your name?
Thank you, Peter. My name is Adam Weiler. I am the owner and operator of a travel agency by the name of Bucket List Trip.
All right.
And I've been doing this for about 13 years. Just created a brand new website about maybe 2 or 3 months ago called bucketlisttrip.co, not .com, but .co. I tried to get .com, but the owner of that domain wanted to charge about $10,000 for that. So I was like, wow. So I'm bucketlisttrip.co.
.co. All right.
.co. And the cool thing is that I've put together some trips for our Bucs fans out there who are looking for deals on going to various road trip games, and they're featured under the Tampa sports fan section of my website.
Okay.
And who knows, maybe we can get enough of the sports web fans to do this that maybe they might be able to put together their own tailgate party, while they're at the game. But these packages include round trip airfare, they include hotel, they include tickets. One of them is a Monday night game, so I put them in to that town for 4 nights. So I included the price of a rental car in it. So I'm also offering, just so for your listeners, if you guys go to my website and can tell me in your comments that I'll receive the 2 starting dates for the featured cruises I have, and then as a special bonus just for you guys, you also have to tell me what 2 famous sports movies. This is in honor of the passing of Robert Redford. The 2 famous sports movies that he was involved with. I know that a lot of you are going to know one of them, but you might not know the other one that was much earlier in his career. So you got to tell me the 2 sports-related movies that Robert Redford starred in, and you got to also tell me the 2 start dates for the cruises that I've got 2 cruises that I'm featuring on my webpage. If you can do that, then I will automatically send you my own picks for this weekend's football games. I do that just for fun, and it might help you, with your friends and family. I just thought we would do something fun this week as a first-time sponsor. So,
absolutely. What gave you the idea to do this, Adam? Because we talked off air before. I know you're a big time Bucs fan. Of course, we had some breaking news that just happened about 30 minutes ago. Cody Malk is out for the year with a knee injury. So how long you been a Bucs fan for? What gave you the idea to create this for Bucs fans to go to away games? And what do you think of this injury to the Bucs?
Absolutely. Love to answer. Great questions. I moved originally to the Tampa Bay area from the New York area in 1979. And my first year there was the year that we went to the NFC Championship game against the Rams. Now, when I moved, I was a huge New York pro sports fan. I was a Mets fan. I was a Jets fan, Rangers, all that, Cosmos. I got so disillusioned that these teams pay millions and millions of dollars and have almost nothing to show for that. If you throw out their Stanley Cup in 1994, the Rangers haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1940. I'm sure some of our grandparents weren't around, in 1940. Well, maybe the grandparents, but certainly not the great-grandparents. And that's just shameful. We're a small market area. We now have great owners. We didn't start out with great owner for the Bucs, and we'd like to get better owners for the Rays, but we have great ownership and management for the Lightning. So, that's why they call it Tampa Bay. So I'm always looking for creative ideas about making travel interesting. So I had thought about this earlier this year. Why don't I put together, group trip, not groups, but we might get a group going, but travel for Tampa sports fans to those particular games. And that's where I came up with it. So, it's just like I'm also featuring for you golfers out there. If they want to go golfing in the homeland of original home of golf in Scotland, or for that matter in Ireland, I've got those trips available too. I've got a tour operator who's been doing trips to the British Islands for about 30 years that I work with. So that's where the genesis of this came from.
All right, good stuff. I thought the Rangers won in '94 because I remember
94. If you throw that out,
yes,
the last time prior to that they won the Stanley Cup was 1940.
That is true. In '94, the reason why I remember that is because that was during the O.J. Simpson chase at the time.
Right.
Arnold Palmer also retired around that time. Right. And the New York Knicks were playing the Houston Rockets, and looked like the Knicks were about to take control of the series. And of course, that does not happen as the Rockets end up winning.
Another great example: New York Jets. After the '69 Super Bowl, we have 2 rings. How many rings do they have? And how much millions of dollars each of those sports? So yes, I fell in love with Tampa sports, and of course we started with the Rowdies. I went to all of their games back then. I even went to a few games over at the old Sombrero back when you could spend $10 a ticket. So that's the genesis of my fandom as a Tampa Bay area sports fan. I love all of it. I've been to the Trop to see a couple of games. So yes, I am a tried and true Tampa sports fan. Definitely.
All right. So all the information about this, and again, it's bucketlisttrip.co, not com, bucketlisttrip.co.
Yes.
All the information will be on there.
Just tell me that information. What sports-related movies was Robert Redford in? And also tell me in that email you'll be sending me the 2 start dates for the cruises I've got planned. I'll give you guys a hint. It's next year. It's not this year.
Okay.
And I will tomorrow send out that my picks for this weekend's game so that you'll have that as a cheat sheet.
All right, let me ask you your picks, because you threw your picks out there. They're pretty good picks. Are they as good as my buddy there, Mr. Harry the Greek, professional handicapper? Can you guys match up?
Yeah, no, Harry's usually much better. But the interesting thing is that the way that I have it handicapped, there's really going to be only 3 blowout games as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
And of course, those are the Bills, Packers, and Colts. Other than that, they're all going to be like 1-score games as far as I'm concerned. Of course, there'll always be upsets compared. For my picks last weekend, they were 10 upsets compared to the point spread. So, I don't promote myself I'm not like the old Jimmy the Greek. You remember Jimmy the Greek, right?
I do a little bit. And I remember it because my buddy always reminds me of it. And he says, "Give me his flowers." So I'm going to give him his flowers. He did a great job as always. We'll get him on. He's dealing with some stuff tonight, so we'll get him on possibly on Sunday there. Really quick, and we'll end off on this because I know you're a busy man at this point. But how confident are you with the Bucs right now? What's your confidence level from 1 to 10?
After hearing TJ, I'm much more confident. I was worried about the offensive line situation, but TJ is confident that we've got the staffing and we've got the depth that, Jason Light is the best general manager in the NFL right now. And if TJ's not worried, then I'm not worried. We definitely don't want to rush anyone back. And don't forget, you didn't mention 2 of our powerhouses coming back soon. You forgot Jalen McMillan, and you forgot that we have Ryan Miller, who scored a touchdown this past weekend. So we've got the powerhouse to overcome all of that. So I'm not worried.
You definitely got Ryan Miller, who caught a touchdown on Monday night. He's been a sure-handed receiver. You got Jalen McMillan coming back week 9, so it'll be a little bit. Chris Godwin will be coming back here in a couple weeks. And, of course, you expect I don't think Tristan Wirfs will play this week. Who knows? Now, maybe with this injury. I just don't think the Bucs will take that chance because they played Luke Gedeke. He's hurt. He may miss a week. So you want to relatively get healthy, especially on that line. So why take the chance? So it may be a week or 2.
If we get to mid-season and we're like 6-2 or 6-3 or even better, I can.
I'm the eternal optimist here. People call me the homer, but I said at the beginning of the year, even with all the injuries, this Bucs team is still talented. They got Todd Bowles. I think he's improved with the hiring there of the Jacksonville game manager, if you will, trying to help him out when it comes to clock management situations. That would be improved. The depth situation, even with the Buccaneers starting, hopefully he's not hurt and doesn't miss this game. But even if he does miss this game, the Bucs still have enough depth. I'm not surprised by their fast start. I still think they're going to be the talk of the NFL. They have been this week. Once again, go ahead and promote your great business out there and tell Bucs fans why they should go to your website and definitely look into that.
You've got all of these great trips out there. Even if you're not able to make any of those trips to any of the away games, you definitely want to go ahead and take a look at some of these great trips that I am promoting. We've got trips to Ireland, Scotland. We've got some wonderful river cruises, both in the Great Lakes area and up in the Pacific Northwest. And more than likely in a week or so, I'm going to have a featured ocean going cruise too. So I wanted to focus on making sure I got those hotel, airline, and ticket package for the Tampa Bay sports fans. Also coming online probably in a month or so are going to be ticket packages for the Lightning too. So I'm looking forward to it too.
Love it. We love the Tampa Bay Lightning. We love the Tampa Bay Rays. They're going to have new ownership here pretty soon. And, of course, we love the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Adam, once again, bucketlisttrip.co. Answer those questions. How do they get a hold of you? Emailing you, or how do we do that? How do they get a hold of you?
Yes, you can email me from the website, from the webpage, and my phone number is listed on the website too.
All right, Adam, appreciate the time here. Thanks a lot for being a new sponsor here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television on a victory Wednesday night, my friend. All right, we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff there. Good stuff. Gotta love that. Thanks a lot, Adam, for all of that. So we'll continue to read your comments, take your phone calls. Again, to reset, what's your confidence level from 1 to 10? We threw that out there against the New York Jets with Justin Fields missing. And with all the Bucs injuries now piling up, Calijah Kancey out for the year. Luke Gedeke could miss a week. We'll see. Buka is on the injury list right now. Savasi Dennis. And the breaking news just happened about 30 to 35 minutes ago. According to Rick Stroud of the Tampa Bay Times, Cody Mauch out for the year with a knee injury. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. So we'll go out to the comments. I see some YouTube super chats there. So please give if you love the content. Facebook stars are out there. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. And, of course, friend at Peter H. Blake. Inbox me. I don't bite. I promise. Let's see here. Let's go out to, we'll read these comments here. We'll get out to Turnbuckle Talk. Ask for super chats. Get super chats. So we will go ahead and go into those. Jeff says confidence level is 8 as the O-line concerns until Wirfs is back. Mauch is out for the year. Ryan, appreciate that because you had it first here on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Richard Taroka, do we know what point Mauch got hurt? We really don't. I don't know when he got hurt at this point. Corey says Bucs never healthy. We suffer injuries 4 or 5 years. We need a break. Agree with you on that. Mr. Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. Sounds like Alex had a root canal. Actually, he had his jaw wired shut, and he still calls the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. You got to love that. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Hey, Peter, Jeremy. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, buddy. Some bad news tonight for Bucs fans when it comes to injuries. Besides that, the Bucs are 2-0 for the 5th consecutive year. How are you doing, my friend?
Well, first and foremost, thank God we're undefeated. A good 2-0 start yet again. You know, shout out to the team, their efforts, even though they gave us all anxiety the other night.
Well, I think everybody, again, this show brought to you by Tums when it comes to the fourth quarter of this team. But it's fun, isn't it? It's fun to see White go in there with 6 seconds left to play in the ball game. It's fun to see Baker Mayfield once again engineer another fourth quarter comeback. You got to love it.
Exactly. I mean, back in the day when we lost a lot of games, we weren't used to having game-winning drives. We were used to being the team to give up those winning drives.
There you go. That's it.
Now Baker's pulling miracles, you know, not taking Gardner Johnson's crap when he tried to pick on him about his injury.
Right.
I mean, like you said in the press conference, you know, they don't, you know, they don't take no shit. And I like his response. You know, that's that dog and Baker. You know, that's a true leader.
Gotta love that. Gotta love it. I love that. That whole attitude. Again, I think that's a direct reflection of this locker room. It's not saying that Tom Brady wasn't like that too, but you know, to be so honest and forthcoming when it comes to the media and be like that and have that swag, again, as the kids would say. I like that word swag. I think I got some sports swag here on the Sports Web, but to have that swag, to have that confidence from Mayfield, that's what it's all about. And that's the reason why players will follow him, because he is the true leader of this team, period.
No, I couldn't agree more. He is. He's a leader. He came in here and he's the face of the franchise when it comes to quarterback. I mean, the guy's done amazing things. As far as the O-line, it's very unfortunate for Cody Mauch. That was just a shock. You know, I was on the way home from work and
yeah, I gotta correct you. It's Mauch, because I do the same thing. It's Cody Mauch. I keep on saying it too. Yeah, Cody Mauch. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
I stand corrected.
Cody Mauch. Cody Mauch.
Yes, sir. You got me. I appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
but at the end of the day, with my fellow Buccaneers in the group chat, in our little group chat, we were all just talking about it, and I was like, "Oh man, it's terrible." Just the injury bug never stops. It's football. Injuries happen.
Yep.
It's gonna be an interesting Sunday. I'll be at the game. Hopefully, they'll put out a good show, which I think they will.
Well, come out to the What the Buck tailgate there. We got you with your pregame show. If you want to come out, have some food and have some fun and be a part of the evolution of sports talk television live on a Sunday morning, my friend.
No, definitely. I know where your spot's at, man.
All right.
Like I said, I definitely will try to make it over there. Keyword try. So
all right.
I know I've been blowing you off a little bit, Peter.
You have been. I've offered and you blow me off there. Don't do that.
Like I said, I'm not perfect, but I definitely will make the effort, brother. At the end of the day, we're all Bucs fans, and
I agree, man.
We got to stick together, man.
I agree. All right.
But,
what else?
I will say, I mean, 2-0, man. It's important to go 3-0. They got to get that win, whatever it takes. I don't care if it's a close one or not. A win's a win.
Yep.
You got to get out to that good 3-0 start because the schedule gets brutal after that. With Philly coming to town, and then you go to Seattle, which they're no slouch.
Well, listen, I think Philly's tough, right? But let's see how they play against the Rams. Again, it's early in the process. It's early for the Bucs,
right.
But you're excited about it. But Philly, they're 2-0. Of course, they're defending Super Bowl champions. But as I always remind Philadelphia Eagle fans out there, the last 7 meetings, Todd Bowles is the daddy of the Philadelphia Eagles because he's 6-1. And you look at this team, when it comes to big plays, they don't have a lot of big plays. So I'm kind of curious to see what they do against the Rams because I think the Rams are a tough defense. I'm curious to see if they stay undefeated at this point. I'm curious to know if Harry is picking the Eagles or the Rams because that is a rematch of the divisional playoff game there. I want to see what this team can do. I give them credit for beating the Chiefs, but I don't know if they're necessarily the same team they were last year. And then furthermore, Saquon Barkley hasn't been able to get loose like he did last year. So let's see how tough what they do against the Rams. And then if they are 3-0 and the Bucs are 3-0 also, I still think I favor the Bucs even with the injuries because I think Tristan Wirfs may be back that game. I think that's where you may play Tristan Wirfs.
No, I agree. I think that's the game most of us have been predicting. Some said, this week or week 3, but I really don't want to rush this man back if he's not ready. I'm willing to go with whatever plan they got with the offensive line as banged up as it is. But I think they all come together following Baker's lead, and plus getting the players together, and plus putting the plays together. Grisard's done a pretty good job of what he's had so far. I'm very confident they'll go in Sunday, play a really good game. Might be a little rusty with the offensive line swap around, depending if Tristan plays or not. But I feel you're right. You make a lot of sense with the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see how they do against the Rams. Is it in LA or is it in Philly?
It's a great question. Let me go ahead and see really quick because I know they're playing them, but let's see where the Philadelphia Eagles, as I do my deal here. That is the Rams are in Philadelphia. So the Rams are coming to Philadelphia. So it will be the weather's not bad, though. The weather's not going to be bad. So I don't think that's going to be an effect. And the Rams are 2-0 coming into that game. Who would have thought that, right? With Matt Stafford supposedly being hurt, but that defense is real, man. They are absolutely real, led by Florida State's own Jared Verse. You know that all too well, Jeremy. I don't have to tell you that.
No, Verse is a beast. He's a beast, man.
Yeah.
But you can never count Sean McVay, man. The guy's a freaking offensive genius.
He's a great coach. He's definitely a great coach. Absolutely. Yeah. One of the best coaches in the league. And look, the Philadelphia Eagles deserve their respect. So it'll be a good matchup. But I'm curious to see if Philadelphia can stay undefeated because I think the Bucs will definitely beat the Jets. I do. And I circled that on my schedule. I've been wrong before, but yeah, give your best effort. And I don't think this team comes out flat, especially home opener. White creamsicles, haven't wore those since 1976, those uniforms. So crazy.
Are you rocking one, Peter?
Am I rocking what?
one of the creamsicle away jerseys or away shirt or
No,
anything?
well, I'm rocking the creamsicle shirt right now.
It's fire, by the way. I can see it on television.
Thank
man.
you very much. No, I'm going to be up in the press box, so I'll rock the creamsicle. May wear some white Kobe Bryant shoes there. I think they're the Air Force Kobe's, Air Force One Kobe's. So probably rock those maybe. I don't know. It depends on the weather because you want to get those white shoes dirty. You get those white shoes dirty and they don't look good. You never can get them out. And they're the Kobe's. So you wear those for a special occasion. Maybe Sunday's that special occasion. We'll see.
Hey, like I said, you'll look fly, man. You always bring the swag, brother.
Hey, man. I call that sports swag here on the Sports Web. I appreciate you, Jeremy, as always. All right.
Always, Peter. Take it easy, brother. Go Bucs.
All right, absolutely. Say go Bucs. Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, no boy. Stop. Wait up.
Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Go Bucs. All right, open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. No guest after this, so it's just me and you. Call the phone lines. We'll read these comments. And once again, thank you very much for the YouTube super chats. All right, so where were we on the comments? The one blessing is the Jets are coming, but Tyrod worries me a bit. Backup quarterbacks, of course. We'll see what happens with the defense. A victory day, Bucs win. Absolutely. Brian says Malk out for the season. No, I'm more concerned about the O-line. Makes me nervous. I definitely think there is some concern there. You have to be concerned with it. Even with the reshuffled offensive line, we saw how much pressure the opposing team got on Baker Mayfield. Can the Jets do the same thing? Can the offensive line hold up? And now you're missing your right guard for the year. So is it Elijah Klein, Luke Haggard? Who is it at this point? Is it Michael Jordan? Once again, TJ brings up a great point. Once you get back Tristan Wirfs, Tristan Wirfs at left tackle, that definitely helps. It most likely is not going to happen this week. It may happen next week. Maybe the Bucs don't play him until week 5. We'll see, but that's definitely a concern. Is Gardner Johnson and Mayfield the new Evans and Lattimore? That's asking a lot here. We'll see. But that in itself, Evans and Lattimore, that was a hell of a rivalry for a lot of years. I don't know if you're going to see C.J. Gardner Johnson with the Texans. If it were in the same division, I would probably say yes. That's certainly possible. It seems like they're going back and forth at this point. It's kind of interesting. Confidence level is at 8 as the O-line concerns until Wirfs is back. Once again, Ryan, thank you very much for that. We don't know. Let's see. Great show says, man, you've been missing, my friend, Mr. Roger Shue.
Acknowledge me.
Dave says, wonder if those active flag football players will have their NFL contracts reworked to cover their injuries. That's a good point. Noah there on YouTube. Appreciate it. Bucs signed Elijah Simmons of DL off of Arizona's practice squad. That they did. Wilbur says, who's going to replace Kancey now? It's going to be a mix of, and I miss this guy, Logan Hall is going to be in there. Gaines, of course, and Elijah Roberts. And I really think Elijah Roberts is the one that you have to watch because not only can he rush from inside, he can rush from outside. I think he could be a chess piece, if you will, for Todd Bowles and how creative you can get. So love Kancey, interviewed him on the show. He talked about leading the league in sacks. But you got to move on at this point. Maybe Roberts is the guy that you move on with that really shows out. It's confirmed Cody Malk is out for the season per Greg Allman and Adam Schefter. Thank you very much, Jeff, for that. Joan Lopez, bro, OL is depleted. Tom Brady, 12. Brady will do it all. I don't know. Okay. Tom Brady will do it all.
That's great enough to suck right there.
Christopher Cole says, hey.
Ooh, yeah.
I didn't know I got Tom Brady watching on YouTube, man. It's been a hell of a night already. Breaking Cody Malk. Let me correct myself because I do it too. Out for the season with a knee injury per everyone. Baker will do it all. Wilbur says, do they have someone on the practice squad they can bring up? We already talked about that. The Bucs signed OL Dan Feeney to the practice squad from the Bills. So that just happening. Oh, no. Dave says, Cody, can we catch a break? It doesn't seem like it. Christopher Cole says, damn. I think everybody's saying that right now.
Yes!
Let's go out to Johan here. Baker's going to have to run on fourth down a lot. Hopefully not. I mean, that running game, we talked about it, right? Over 100 yards of rushing, how they dominated the Houston Texans. I told you that would be the key. That's going to be the key going forward. Say whatever you want to about the reshuffled offensive line, but when you can open up those consistent holes, you see Charlie Heck pulling from the right side there to lead the way there, whether it's Irving, I believe it was Irving or White at that point. That's impressive. So when you can run the ball, you take the pressure off of Baker Mayfield when it comes to the passing game, and you also don't have those pass rushers, and you stay out of those situations where it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 15. You make it, those third downs more acceptable, if you will. 3rd and 2, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7. Let's go out to Marty here. Baker is running for his life. Agree. Activate Ian Beckles. Laugh out loud. He's retired. I guess we're throwing out guards from the past there. That wasn't Malk. They couldn't stand it. It was Gedeke. Malk finished the game, and the news dropped today. Just dropped about 40 minutes ago. Thanks, Joshua. Hard to keep up with the wounded offensive line. Corey, Bucs offensive line going to be programmed 3 injured, 4 out of 5 years. We suffer injuries. Can we get a break? It doesn't seem like you can, but again, Tristan Wirfs could be coming back. That offensive line will get better. You'll be able to shift some guys to their original positions. No way Bucs beat the Eagles now. Well, the last 7 times they were 6-1. So I've never say never with this team. Todd Bowles has the number of the Philadelphia Eagles. Ask Eagles fans whether they're undefeated or not. They don't want to play the Bucs. Defending Super Bowl champions or not, they don't want to play the Bucs. They don't. Do not rush Wirfs, says Richard. Rashad just became more crucial, can run and block. Absolutely. Not only can run and block on that pass protection, but also can catch the ball out of the backfield and can be that safety valve on third down. And when you need a check down with your wide receivers not necessarily being able to get open. Best of the base, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. Remember when Ryan Jensen went out for a cup of coffee into the first practice at camp? Bad teams struggle to find replacements and depth. Good teams like the Buccaneers just to adjust and march on. Good stuff there. Christopher Cole. I mean, who could forget? I'm trying to think of the player, Alex Kappa, during the Super Year, and Aaron Stinney comes in at that right guard situation and doesn't miss a beat. You see the reshuffled offensive line. Again, there's pressure on Baker, but overall, they've done a decent job, especially going back to the running game with opening up those lanes consistently. Can't catch a break, says Christopher Cole. Jensen, let's see. Yeah, we're limping through the season. Baker is going to have to play like an MVP, says Johan. Thank you very much for tuning in there. New on YouTube. Appreciate the YouTube web heads out there. We need to build this channel, continue to build the channel. 1,200 views on YouTube. Gotta love that. For the post game, I love that. Cody Malk out for the year. Yes, we got that. Thank you. Rich Eisen says Baker is definitely on the MVP list. I think he's definitely should be on the MVP list at this point with what he's been able to do with all the injuries. Do you think this team is 2-0 without Baker Mayfield? I definitely don't think so. So Baker Mayfield, definitely one of the most valuable players, if not the most valuable player on this team, not named Mike Evans or Levante David. Christopher Cole, Carberry has his work cut out for him. Wilbur, what happened to Cody? Knee injury. If Baker wins a Super Bowl for the Bucs, he will replace Brady as the greatest Bucs quarterback of all time. How about that? Who thought that, right? Baker Mayfield replacing Tom Brady as the greatest Bucs quarterback of all time. I think some people would definitely agree with you. Let's go to Ian. Ian, welcome to the Evolution.
Mr. Steve or Peter Blake. I almost called you Steven. Mr. Peter, what's going on?
What's going on, buddy? We had breaking news for the night. I don't know if you caught this, but Cody Malk out for the year with a knee injury. Of course, Calijah Kancey out for the year with a torn pec. So lots of injuries right now piling up. But the Bucs are 2-0 for the 5th consecutive year. So your thoughts?
I know. So I have a lot of thoughts. I had to get the kids down. I've been watching the show and couldn't really call when I wanted to.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
As far as my thoughts go, no turnovers for us through 2 weeks on the defensive side of the ball or the offensive side of the ball. So, I mean, it's a good thing, kind of. And I think I wanted to say that I think our coaches deserve a little more credit because we've had our opportunities to get turnovers. The opportunities have been there. We just haven't capitalized.
I mean, Levante David is going to tell you all day long that's an interception he wants. Even Todd Bowles was joking about that on Buccaneer Radio, teasing him about it. But Levante David, 200th game as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, right up there with Rondé Barber, which I think Rondé Barber's played 245 or something. So he's most likely not going to catch him. But an amazing accomplishment, and it shows you how great Levante David has been for this in his Tampa Bay Buccaneer career, not only as a team leader, but a linebacker and a player that is consistent. But even he would say more times than not, David is going to make that interception. So,
for sure. But I do think the coaches right now deserve a lot of credit on Tampa Bay. They don't get talked about enough. And I love the heart of that our team plays with our line being decimated. And with Cody Mauch, you don't know when it happened. So he could have been hurt that whole game.
Yep.
And with Gedeke going out early, like the heart that Baker showed is like, we're 2-0. That's great, but it's not sustainable. Like you can't expect him to do that every week or Baker's going to get hurt. So it's like with the line being torn up, it's kind of disheartening for me. But, I mean, we'll see what happens with Michael Jordan and these other guys. You're going to see the kid Chuck Wormer. You probably see some action out of him. What do you think, Peter?
I think it's certainly possible. I don't know what the Bucs are envisioning at this point. Luke Haggard has been talked about. Elijah Klein, he's he can play multiple positions, so we'll see where the Bucs go at right guard. But they definitely got a hole there at right guard, and somebody's going to have to step up and play it, and we'll see. We'll see. Klein is a natural guard. They've been training to play also center, so we'll see who gets the start. We don't know. Maybe it'll be another reshuffling of the offensive line. But with all that being said, with all the injuries, with all the reshuffling of the offensive line, I get it. It hasn't been pretty. You got a new offensive coordinator. You're still looking at 2-0. Now, can you imagine how much better this team is going to be when they get relatively healthy? Of course, they're going to be without Kancey and Mauch, but everybody else comes back, and then this offensive coordinator gets even more comfortable with this offense. I feel like they're definitely going to be able to put up more points. But for right now, what they've been able to do with the 2 road games being 2-0, I think is tremendous. And you're absolutely correct about that. That is on coaching, having this team ready to go, making the proper decisions in the critical times. Absolutely deserve lots of credit. Yes.
And so before the season started, I said to myself with the McMillan thing in preseason and Godwin and Tristan Wirfs, obviously we know what time they're going to miss. So I said to myself, by week 4, if we get through the Philly game and we're 2-2, I would be happy. I think we have a chance to be 3-1. And I'm not saying we can't win the Philly game, but I mean, so it could go either way. I'm just trying to be realistic here.
Sure.
But even with the banged up line right now, I feel like we have a chance to be 3-1, which with all these injuries is, like you just said before, it's tremendous if we can pull that off. But I thought before the season with just Wirfs, Godwin, and McMillan out being the main ones, I thought before the season, okay, if we go 2-2, it's a positive because we're going to get our boys back and then we can start rolling. Once Wirfs is back, everything gets better. But the Gedeke thing scared me big time. That was really scary.
Yeah, Luke Gedeke going out there with and playing through an injury there and then re-aggravating it, but looks like he'll miss about a week. Again, we'll keep you up to date on that. I know you watch the Facebook page there, so we're trying to keep you up to date as much as I can here on this injury situation. But knock on wood, hopefully there's no more injuries at this juncture, right?
Yeah, of course. And also with the injury to Kancey, you're going to see guys like Roberts getting in there. Gaines will be in there more because they're obviously just going to have to take more snaps.
Yep.
And I want to see more production out of Logan Hall. I need to see something out of him. Need him to keep his body lower and just make more plays. And Parrish and Morrison, our 2 rookie corners, I think that's going to be a really good thing for us. I think it's going to be awesome. I like the way Parrish flashes already. I've been talking about him since preseason.
Yep.
And he's making me a actual believer now and not just a talker. So I'm liking what I see out of him.
Yeah, I think Benjamin Morrison's going to only get better here, and it's going to push Jamel Dean to be better. And if he's not, then most likely he'll be replaced. But there's a lot of young kids back there in that back end that Bucs fans should like, especially Tyke Smith. Look at him the other night getting that sack on the blitz. Ian, appreciate
he crushed that guy in the backfield.
He did.
It was wonderful.
That's
just
the
ran
reason,
him over.
That's the reason why you make that upgrade in the first place. And that back end is very, very young for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Telling fans right now, get excited about it because it may not necessarily happen at first, but it's only going to get better from here. Lots of talent. Once again, hopefully they can stay healthy and they get the opportunity to make lots of plays and get some turnovers. Ian, anything else here on the sports web, my friend?
How do you feel about, obviously you feel good about Rashad White. I love it. I know it's a contract year. I think he's going to have a really big year. Rashad will. But on the other side, Servassier Dennis, like I know he's had his ups and downs, but how do you honestly feel as you being kind of an insider and having more access than we as the fans do? I mean, so I want to know what your honest opinion and how do you feel about Servassier Dennis? Like, because I see blown coverages and silly stuff, but I also see really good stuff, you know.
Well, there is some really good stuff. Ian, appreciate the call. I'll take your question off the air here. Listen up, man. Thanks a lot for tuning in, as always, here on the Sports Web. All right, boss?
All right. Thank you, Peter.
Absolutely. Use that second call. I like Servassier Dennis. He's on the injury report, so hopefully that's nothing serious. So we'll keep you up to date on that. You definitely see the potential. We talked to Levante David a couple months ago, how excited he was. We see it on film. Still takes some bad angles there. I'm trying to think of the other question with the Rashad White being in the contract year. He's definitely valuable to this team. Absolutely. Not only when it comes to pass protection, but giving Bucky Irving a break. And we always talk about it, right? In order to have a productive running game, ladies and gentlemen, you have to run 2 to 3 running backs, and the Bucs have the luxury of having that. And then on top of it, having White in the fold with him being in a contract year, he's going to want to produce because either he's here, wants to stay here, or he wants to earn a starting job somewhere else. We know that Jason Light will take care of his own players if you're productive. So maybe he still ends up here, or maybe he ends up somewhere else. Of course, Bucky Irving being the number one guy at this point, but it's always good to have a backup running back that not only can pass protect, catch out of the backfield consistently, and tote the rock, which you saw the other night. Trevor, I saw that you called, so let's go ahead and give you a call back here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. And if we can't reach him, then we will have the phone lines open. Trevor, welcome to the Sports Web here on a victory Wednesday night, a happy hump day. Wednesday night here. What's on your mind, boss?
Man, those freaking injuries.
Killing me, right?
It's just like last year all over again.
It's pretty bad, my friend. Definitely pretty bad at this point.
The offensive line is decimated once again.
Yep.
I'm happy. Obviously, I'm happy that we're 2-0. You know what I mean?
Sure, of course.
But geez, like I already knew about Calijah Kancey yesterday, but like Cody Mock, like I'm like, really, bro? Like what is this? You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
So I'm really concerned, and I mean, I know the last call was talking about, hopefully we could be like 3-1. With all these injuries, let's just worry about the Jets right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Jets are the Jets to me is a winnable game, but we always say that in the National Football League, if you don't play your best game,
you remember,
right? Yes,
you remember last year we all thought that, hey man, we got Denver, right? You remember that game?
I remember the game. I remember going out there and being confident, and Bo Nix is a rookie, and then you got Sean Payton, who has owned the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when it comes to offense.
Yep, we got our faces caved in. So you know, I do think we can win Sunday. But I mean, this is a hungry Jets team, man. They got a new regime.
They're looking for a win. They're looking for a win. Yes.
So they're going to attack us. So
yeah,
I'm not even concerned about Philadelphia right now. I mean, everybody, what about Philly? Who cares about Philly right now? Let's just worry about the Jets.
Well, worry about the Jets, but the Jets are not going to have Justin Fields. So I think what's your confidence level at this point, even with the injuries from 1 to 10 for this Bucs team on Sunday versus the New York Jets?
I'm a little concerned.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
Not because I don't think our guys can do it, but
right.
It's just like when you got to put in a new right guard to go along with Barton already out at left tackle, Gedeke down.
It's pretty daunting, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of shuffling. That's a lot of musical chairs.
Yes.
So I just,
I feel like we're playing musical chairs, and the chairs are getting taken right away as soon as the music starts.
Like exactly. So that's a huge concern. Like I think I'm not going to say all people, but I think some fans overlook the continuity piece of what an offensive line has to have in order to make the entire offense run smoothly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
All it takes is a wrong call, the protection call, it gets miscommunicated, and then next thing you know, Baker's put on his ass because this guy thought it was something different. And you know what I mean? And
sure.
So it's just something as small as that. So
And to that point, right? The good thing, again, you knock on wood here, is even with this reshuffled line, you haven't seen these failed snaps. You haven't seen these mental breakdowns, which would cost this team. So I think, again, that is a credit to Kevin Carberry getting this offensive line ready. I think it's a credit to the coaching, understanding that this team cannot make those mistakes to give the other team those opportunities, because we know how big winning the turnover battle is. And again, knock on wood, you haven't had those failed snaps, even with all the reshuffling of this offensive line.
Exactly. I just hope that we can run the ball, but
you're able to run the ball the other night. You had to be pretty impressed by that. Again, 169 rushing yards. Both of those guys that stood out, of course, Bucky Irving with 17 carries for 71 yards, and White for 10 carries for 65. You'll take that all. And Baker Mayfield chipped in with 3 carries for 33 yards. Of course, you don't want to see him rush for that much, but we know that's the type of quarterback he's going to be. He's going to make those plays, be decisive, and try to get that fourth down and convert. So
and to your that's a gift and a curse at the same time. What I mean by that is, Baker's going to put it all on the line. He's going to play his ass off.
I love that. I love that about him. I love it.
It does kind of scare me though, given especially with the offensive line having the injury issues that it has. I don't want nothing to happen to Baker. I don't want him to get hurt, because that game Monday night was probably one of the most physical games I've seen Tampa play in a long time.
Yeah.
The Texans were like, they were putting hats on hats.
Well, they had Daniel. You have Daniel Hunter, of course. You got Will Anderson. So those are pass rushing freaks. But I think if you look at the end of the game where that defense was wore out, what was the key? The key was to be balanced. The key was to run the ball. That will be the key going forward, no matter what defense you have on the field, because you're exactly right. You don't want a quarterback. Because you look at the throws 38 times, you kind of want to alleviate those throws a little bit. But you look at the pass rush scenario here, 38 times throwing the ball, 27? 27 and then 30. So 30 times running the ball, 38 passing the ball. But again, you've got weapons on the outside. We'll see what happens with the Buca, but sometimes you want to alleviate those opportunities, of course, to Mayfield getting hit. But again, give the Bucs credit with all the reshuffling of the offensive line. They've been able to do a pretty good job. Monday night was kind of scary because he did take some sacks in that game, and they were unavoidable because Houston was a good defense. And The Jets, I don't necessarily think they're a great defense, but that Aaron Glenn, who's a defensive-minded coach who did some great things with the Detroit Lions, is going to have a plan to get after Mayfield, get after the quarterback. That's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and then, I think they got a really underrated front seven, the Jets do. I mean, Quentin Williams, defensive tackle out of University of Alabama.
Tough. Love him. Loved him coming out. I wanted him over Devin White, and I was told I was wrong about that. And I wanted Quentin Williams to start out with the defensive tackle like that. I'll take that all day long.
And they got some pretty solid edge rushers too. So
sure.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a challenge. I think we win though. I think as long as I think here's what I want for our defense. I feel like we got a good defense, but I feel like in order to call it a great defense, we have got to start getting these turnovers when these opportunities come.
Correct.
That's to me, that's what a great defense does.
Well, 2 weeks in a row, right? You take points off the board. If McCollum is able to corral that interception before halftime, that takes 3 off the board. If Levante David is able to get that interception after the Bucs
game is over,
you don't have an opportunity there to get that 3 points. So you're exactly right. You got to start making those plays, and so we'll see, my friend Trevor. Appreciate the call as always, my friend. All right.
All right, you have a good evening.
All right, man. Good stuff. Go Bucs. Absolutely. Let's go out to the phone lines here. What's your name? Where you're calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Hey, Peter, it's Broadway.
What's up, Broadway? What's going on, boss?
Nothing much, man. I just want to say really quick, because I know you're at the end of the show, we had a great game Monday night. We do have some injuries. I'm a little concerned about that, but we have great depth. And like you said, and many others have said, we have a defensive line that is working their butt off.
That's true. Very true, my friend. You have some depth. Yes.
And we do have some injuries in the offensive line. But even with that, we scored not only running the ball, but we forced down past completions, which we hardly ever do. We converted on 4th down because of our quarterback.
That's right.
He was injured at the time.
Absolutely.
And I see that the coaching is changing. One of the things that I don't think has been brought up much is people were complaining about not calling a timeout. I don't think we needed a timeout.
Well, I think they called it right because they had 2 timeouts. Yeah. They have plenty of time there. Good thing they didn't use those timeouts at the end of the day, because when right.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, that's good. No, that's okay, Scott. Go ahead.
He wanted to run out the clock so they couldn't score when they got the touchdown. If they got the touchdown.
Exactly. You give no time at all. You've got plenty of time at that point. You've got 2 timeouts in your pocket. They absolutely played the clock management. You're absolutely astute on that, Broadway. Appreciate the time as always, man. We'll give you the Ric Flair, all right?
Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. Right there, Broadway calling from North Carolina. Trevor Miller. I don't know if he's calling from North Carolina. I think he's calling from Georgia. But once again, the sports web reaches all across the United States. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Whether we like it or not, Baker is going to have to play like an MVP with this offensive line. He has played like an MVP. He's going to have to continue to play like that. He's going to have to shoulder the load. And again, I think what helps with that load, if you will, is those guys carrying the load like Bucky Irving and, of course, Rashad White. Knee injury. Yes, they're allowed him to score. They trusted Baker to score. We talked about that. I didn't even hear about the knee injury. That was breaking. Harry is not here, but Dave, I appreciate you tuning in. Houston kicker is a machine. He would have made that kick. Baker, bro, I don't think they let him, though. Makes no sense to me. Why purposely give up 7 points? Well, the reason why you give up the 7 points at that point is because you have 3 timeouts. So if you let them score, you don't have to use those timeouts. So if you allow them to score, then you have more time to go down, which they did, too much time, and then you still have your timeout. So it's certainly possible. And then on top of it, Antoine Winfield Jr., when asked today by J.P. Peterson, said it was a long run. But you could see on the replay, he kind of runs, lets him score. Go ahead, score. Now, if Chubb slides down, then the Bucs have to use a timeout, and the Texans have the ball on the goal line. So it's a much different situation. We went with the special teams. Broadway says, I think we're worried too much. We're beat up, injured, but we do have good players. They are backups. I know Baker is hit, banged up. He did awesome in the fourth quarter. I don't think the defense gave up a touchdown, but it's my opinion. We still won. Our defense is amazing. Let's see here. Johan, so you get the ball back with time. You have to trust your offense to make that decision. Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Baker Bros says, why put yourself in that position? Because you have confidence in your offense at that point. We know, hearing from Todd Bowles this year, about how much offense and scoring points at the end of the day, and how you do have those weapons. And he was right. He was correct about that. Defensively, it's still good, but you get a chance to run out the clock, and then on top of it have to use timeouts, and it doesn't give your offense that much time. So 4th and 10 is way too close. Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. I'm sure Todd Bowles instructed the defense to let Chubb score, although if dude would have slid down at the 1, killed the clock, then scored for the win, we would have been talking about stupidity. Correct. That's how it works with the Bucs fan base. James says TJ Rives with the injuries. This is Godwin on questionable list, and Emeka Ibuka has a knee injury, questionable. Yes. Dealing with hip injury report here. In fact, 9 starters, 9. Only one of the 9 was a full go in practice today. Baker Mayfield, of course, dealing with foot and toe injuries. Emeka, hip and groin. We already talked about Cody Malk with the season-ending knee injury there. Luke Gedeke with the foot. Calijah Kancey out with the pec. Limited in practice. Savasi Dennis with an ankle. Chris Godwin ankle. Hassan Reddick with the shoulder. Tristan Wirfs with the knee. You know that Reddick wants to play in this game, being a former Jet, only having 1 sack. So I would not be too concerned about it. Again, it's Wednesday. Let's go ahead and talk about this on Friday if it is a situation where they are limited or did not practice, because you trust your offense to score. Sometimes you have to give up something to put yourself in the better field position, and more importantly, time. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Broadway says, I have heard a lot of people talking about why we didn't call a timeout, but we still won. Adam says, is that poor coaching, Ray? James, not happy with that. Yeah, but trust me, they were trying to keep him to a field goal, but it did work out. Baker Bros says it's easier to kick a field goal than it is to score a touchdown. James happy again. Dave, thanks, TJ. Keep up the great work. Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Go Bucs. All right, we'll continue to read these comments. Take your phone calls here on a Victory Wednesday.
Victory!
Love when you chat with us, webheads. Love to chat with you, Dave. Absolutely. There was no time. All Houston had to do is get the first down, kick the field goal. Bucs would have no timeouts or time. Exactly. Broadway says exactly. The refs' no call on special teams was not good. Good point, says Baker Bro. Scott Broadway. Thank you, TJ. Christopher Cole. Here's some good news. The Cubs clinch their playoff spot. Congratulations to Cub fans out there. Screw the Cubs. Wayne Rhodes says, go Bucs. Go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Go Bucs. Go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Go Bucs. All right, let's go out to Dave here. I don't want them to rush Wirfs at this point. We need him even more to be healthy. Agree with you on that, which they may not rush him back because you learn from it, right? Luke Gedeke didn't practice all week, finally does get to practice, had a foot injury, and re-aggravated it. Exactly what TJ said. What's important at this point is November and December, not right now. So get healthy. Let's see this team get healthy. You got to struggle through it with this offense, and hopefully you Bucs fans are patient because what they're doing right now has been tremendous. But It does get a little bit tougher. The Jets are looking for a win. They're desperate. This is a winnable game. Of course, you got the Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers on this schedule. So it does get a little bit tougher. But the good news is you're going to have 2 straight home games. So that's always a good thing here. And let's see what the upcoming schedule is. I want to make sure I get this right. So, of course, you have the Jets coming up, the Eagles coming up at home, and then you go on the road on October 5th against the Seattle Seahawks, and then you come home and face the 49ers, and you go back on the road for a primetime game against the Lions. So, again, it does get a little bit tougher at this point. With Malk out at a 6, we just have to see what the patchwork O-line looks like. Agree with that. Medical team it's got its work cut out. Defense needs to get turnovers. Agree with that. Ryan Miller got a touchdown on Sunday, got a touchdown on Monday night. He did. Was a sure-handed receiver in the preseason. Did well last year when he was put into those opportunities. Miller, that silent threat. Greg from Costa Rica, thanks a lot for tuning in. Tough news. Absolutely. Got to make a trade. We'll see. At home against the Jets, I'd run double tight end or double jumbo packages. I run the ball 73 times if we can score and beat the Jets. We the Thunder, dang, the team can't buy a break. Very true.
Yes!
I know we the Thunder, the Tampa Bay Lightning had their media day, so we got to get you on here, talk some Tampa Bay Lightning hockey. Always a good thing here as we talk hockey on this show. We do talk some hockey. Ray Kennedy said tight end. I know what you meant. Oh, yeah, with this offensive line, run the hell out of the ball. Rashad and Bucky all day. I like the way you think. Get the ball out of Baker's hands fast. Let's go out to the super chats here. The Green Queen herself. Bucs looking good as you look good. Thank you very much for that. Except the offensive line, as long as not the NFC South fan. Just a person. Cody Malk is out for the season with the knee injury. Yes, thank you very much for the update, Scott Broadway. I'd rather the players that are injured are still healing and wait until November or December than risk re-injury and be out for the season. Say that 3 times. Thank you very much, Broadway. Rashad White was play of the game for the defense. Absolutely gave them a boost. We don't have a team. We have a family. Absolutely. Love that. T. Knowles says, feels like a patchwork offensive line, 3 quality backs, not to mention our receivers. We should win on Sunday. Great show. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Yes!
Everyone fighting for everyone. Absolutely. We're all fighting here. What are your thoughts about the pass rush? Can we manufacture something without Kancey? Is Hall the answer? God help us. It's going to be interesting, right? Your guys are going to have to step up. Greg Gaines is going to have to step up. Elijah Roberts, I talked about him rushing from the inside, rushing from the outside. Todd Bowles can keep him as a chess piece maybe. And Yaya Diaby, right? He had Chris Braswell, Hassan Reddick, Vita Vea showed up, but they got to show up more. You got to step up because Kancey is definitely a major loss. Huge loss, says Derek Stevens. Thanks a lot for tuning in.
Yeah!
Let's go out to Marty there with the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Let's go out to Sun Devil Day. Appreciate that. Another $5 super chat. Keep those YouTube super chats coming. I love that. 9. We win over the Jets. Thank you very much, Broadway. Do the Jets have any chance? You always have a chance in the National Football League. But I would tend to say that this Bucs team, talent-wise, is a lot better team right now than the New York Jets. It's not saying they don't have talent, but you're without your starting quarterback. You're with the backup quarterback. So you would tend to favor the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Blaze T, thanks a lot for tuning in. KRS 1-3, evening, Peter. Yikes, the offensive line injury says no bueno. We need help ASAP. Hopefully we can get depth for defensive tackles since we lost Kancey for the year. Good comments there. Appreciate you.
Yeah!
Tino says go 12 personnel on Sunday. Run to set up the pass. Bucky Irving worshiper. Cody Malk out for the season. Thank you very much. Can I block for Baker? Well, Bucky Irving can block for Baker on pass protection. Rashad White can block for Baker Mayfield. But Bucky Irving worshiper, I don't know if you can block. I don't know what your measurables are, what's your 40 time, technique-wise. But thanks a lot for tuning in to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Trade Dean for an offensive lineman. You could definitely look into that if that's where the Bucs want to go. But just knowing the Bucs, knowing Jason Light and how the organization usually operates, they go with the guys that are already on the team. Jalen Hurts has 0 touchdown passes through 2 games. There you go. And that's with A.J. Brown. That's with a relatively healthy, Devontae Smith. No big-time plays. Why are there not any big-time plays? They're going to get a test. Get a good test here. Not saying they haven't had a test already with the Cowboys and the Chiefs, but the Rams are a pretty good team, and then of course you got the Bucs. So we'll see if they could stay undefeated at this point. So good stuff there, Christopher Cole. Thanks a lot for the statistics. As always, injuries are rampant throughout the NFL. Christopher Cole, is this Malk's contract year 2? Good question. Running the ball is not a problem at all. I'm right. This one is one of the big concerns I have with this team going into the season. Now it has come full effect right after game 2, which is wild. I think our Super Bowl chances just went down the toilet. I'm not ready to say that yet, but I do understand the concern. North Carolina, absolutely Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
James says next man up. Yes.
Yes!
Let's go out to Christopher Cole here. Cubs clinch a playoff spot today. Thank you very much. Aloha, Peter. H. Blake, aloha to you. Lamar says, is it true that Cody will also be out due to a knee surgery? It is. It is the breaking news as we go over 2 hours here. Cody Malk out for the year, according to Rick Stroud, Adam Schefter, but Stroud had it first from Tampa Bay Times, out with a knee injury for the year. Nice shirt. Says Mike D. Roche's. Oh, Canada. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you. Keep on fighting the good fight there, my friend. Love the throwback shirt. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, Lamar. Levante, 200 games as a Buccaneer. What an accomplishment. Absolutely.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
And Mike, again, Jets game could be a trap game. I hear that a lot. And Lamar says, look, it's next man up, and the guys that are stepping up in a big way when they get their numbers called. Let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Let's go Bucs. Let's go Bucs.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Let's go Bucs. All right, there you go. And remember, keep on tuning in here for your away watch parties. Will be at Tampa Joe's, 9316 Anderson Road in Tampa. Come out there. It's not just a watch party. You get a chance to be a part of the evolution of Sports Talk Television. In case you missed it, we will be live from What the Buck Tailgate, credentialed media, and collaboration with the JP Peterson Show. We got you covered at 10 o'clock, getting you ready for Bucs versus the Jets. So come out and visit me there at the tailgate. And then after the game, we will be on the field live from Raymond James Stadium. Give me about 30 to 35 minutes after the game. We'll take your phone calls, read your comments. Once again, appreciate all the support. Let's move on to Turnbuckle Talk here real quick, and then we will wrap this show up. All the professional wrestling fans, according to ESPN, their coverage for Wrestling Palooza, or WrestlePalooza, September 20th. ESPN will produce Road to WrestlePalooza. It will be on-site pre-event show available for ESPN social media platforms from 3 to 5 p.m. Actor and musician O'Shea Jackson, who, of course, is the son of Ice Cube, which I believe is coming to Ice Cube is coming to the Bay Area here in just a couple weeks. And TJ Jefferson, the host of No Contest Wrestling, will co-host the show alongside a variety of guests, including ESPN media personalities and WWE superstars. Also, SportsCenter will be traveling to Indianapolis for part of its 6 p.m. show on Friday, September 19th. Anchor L. Duncan will be on site to set the stage for ESPN's inaugural WWE PLE. Pacer star Tyler Halliburton will join Duncan on set. The segments will also include WWE superstar appearances. Of course, that is coming. I believe it is this weekend. So it will be on Saturday. It will include, of course, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar as your main event. Undisputed WWE Championship match. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. You have a mixed tag team match here with champion Seth Rollins, women's intercontinental champion Becky Lynch versus CM Punk, and the returning AJ Lee. I'm looking forward to seeing that match. Yeah. You also have main event Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Let's go out to the phone lines here on Turnbuckle Talk. Let's go out to Sun Devil Dave using your second call. All right, Sun Devil Dave, go ahead. What's on your mind tonight, man? Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
I'm excited about WrestlePalooza.
Okay.
I'm excited about the return of AJ Lee, and here's a little intro for her. There we go. Light it up, baby.
Light it up.
I'm so excited about AJ coming back. One thing I wanted to bring up about her is that there was a story that I didn't realize. Something happened, I think, after 2013, and she was doing some kind of interview, and she was in a hotel, and she thought about taking her life. And I guess she spoke to someone in the hotel. She called a number, and the guy talked to her. She expressed some concern about her anxiety and what she was going through.
Wow.
She said this random guy at the hotel, talked to her and talked her out of hurting herself. So I didn't realize that was going on in her life.
It's crazy, right?
So
always check on your friends. It's always a good reminder. Check on your friends. Roger Shue, I miss you, buddy. I don't know what's going on with you. I know you got a new job here. I know you're busy, but I hope you're doing well, my friend. I hope everybody that's out there, because I really do love all of you for tuning into this show. And I know I don't know most of you, but I feel like I do know most of you. I do know a guy like a Mike DeRoche's up in Canada dealing with what he's dealing with when it comes to cancer. I know that I know a Mr. Williams who's dealing with his own health problems. I know that I know a Curtis who's dealing with health and family, and you guys still tune in. I know that I know an Alex Dunster who's dealing with a wired jaw, but he still calls the show. I know that I'm dealing with a Sun Devil Dave who's dealing with his own situations, but I want to let you know, no matter what's going on, if there's an Eric Moreno out there who's dealing with loss in his family, I want to let you all know that my inbox is always open and you're never alone. I don't want to be corny about this, but I don't want to get too emotional, but I am emotional about you guys. I do care about you guys. You are like my family. You are my webheads. You are my Tampa Bay sports fans, so I love you.
That is true. I really appreciate it, Peter, because we're all going through a lot, but I'm just so blessed, to have good health. I'm working 40 hours a week. I was blessed to have another job that's similar to what we did at Policy Scout. So I'm just beyond expectations, just happy. You saw me Monday and things are going well. And I'm glad that you have this web, sports web family, and that you do care about them. And look, times are tough, and, we all go through challenges. So don't be afraid to reach out. Just make sure you check on people and see how things are going. So
that's it. Just check on them. It's easy, you just text somebody, hey, how you doing today? You never know. They may be going through something, or I always think this show will take your mind off of whatever you're going through. I hope that does that. I hope it's a vehicle to do that. That's what I've always learned. Even I go through my stuff, but when I come on here, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and I put this out there the other day, I never take anything for granted. When I'm credentialed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I freaking love that, because that reminds me of when I started watching the Bucs when I was 8 years old. It reminds me of when I got my creamsicle jacket burned a hole in it, and the fire never went out, because after that point, I wanted to cover the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It reminds me of when I was wearing a Spider shirt, and somebody called me that nickname, and I took it, and I took something negative and took all those negative experiences and made this show for sports fans and made this show for Tampa Bay sports fans. So
absolutely,
I never take anything for granted at all. I love all of you guys. I hope whatever you're going through, I always got your back. Just know that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think the WrestlePalooza is great. I think ESPN, with this merger helping out TKO, it's going to put, the bottom line is going to put more eyeballs on the product.
That's it.
Having these celebrities in here, the news show, I think ESPN's probably going to do a great job with all these, pre-shows and interviews and post-shows. And and the marketing, I think it's going to be great for the WWE and TKO. And again, it's all about getting those eyeballs. I know there was some backlash about having, WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia. I think what's going to happen starting in 2026 is that your 12, usually you have 10 to 12 pay-per-views or PLEs, whatever you call them. I think every month you're going to have a 2-day PLE, Royal Rumble, Money to Bank, King of the Ring, and you go on and on. Survivor Series, of course, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I think they're going to figure out a way to get those 2-day events. That way, obviously, you're bringing in more money, more hotel room, more hotels. Everyone's going to stay longer, and it's just going to increase revenue. So I think that's going to appease New Orleans and Florida and a lot of these other venues that wanted WrestleMania. So, we can't give you WrestleMania, but you're going to get 2-day Money in the Bank, or we can't give you this, but you're going to get a 2-day Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to happen. You're going to probably have PLEs to have 2-night events, and there's enough talent out there. You're going to have Saturday Night Main Event. You have all these other things. Of course, the special, Crown Jewel is going to happen every year, right? That could be a 2-day event. You could have, Clash at the Castle, Clash in Paris, Clash in London, whatever. So
is it too much for
overseas,
you? I know you're a wrestling fan, but is it too much for you? Is it becoming oversaturated?
No, it sounds overwhelming, but look, Peter, it has to be done. Look, the merger cost $8 billion, right? Okay, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
That TKO invest. I know it's
Be
a merger.
with a billion.
It's a merger.
Yes.
Well, it's a merger, but they want to make that money, so they got to think big. And they made a little snide remark. Vince McMahon, he basically tried to keep things affordable, and now I heard a lot of these families are having a hard time finding tickets because it's getting really pricey to bring a family of 4. Probably costs them like $1,000, which is ridiculous. But TK is like, look, we're here to make money, man. This is what it's going to be about. So it's going to hurt maybe in some ways. Maybe it's going to turn off maybe some of the lower income families because they're not going to be able to afford to go to these PLEs. But again, the bottom line is that they have to recoup the investment they had with the $8 billion merger. So they have to expand, go international, get these commitments from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Go with these PLEs, going with these, Saturday Night Main Events still going to happen. So there's going to be a lot to do. I mean, it does sound a bit overwhelming, but I think it's going to work. But one thing I wanted to ask about, what happened to our buddy, Mr. Barrett? What happened to Wade Barrett?
I think he's taking some time off. What
happened to Bad News Barrett?
What was being said is that he's been relieved of his duties, but I think he's taking some time off. That's what was confirmed. There's nothing. Again, some writers, some journalists, if you want to call them journalists, they cover wrestling, whatever else. They were reporting that he was let go. That's erroneous stuff. Wade Barrett even confirmed it was just time off at this point. I think it was interesting. NXT last night, I watched a little bit of that. I saw Shawn Michaels and Triple H. They're doing war games and they're going, back and forth. So I think it's cool. I think wrestling right now is a really cool event. I don't think it's necessarily oversaturated. I'm just wondering, wrestling fans, are you going to watch ESPN? Do you care about what's going to happen on Saturday? I think it's a cool thing. I think ESPN embracing wrestling is a cool thing. I do.
You got a great card with Cena Lesnar as a main event. Rhodes, McIntyre. You got of course, the intergender, the mixed tag team match with.
Love it.
You got the two power couples going at it.
Yep.
And it was funny because they made a joke about how when obviously AJ Lee came as a total shock, but when Rollins was supposed to look shocked, but he kind of had like a smile on his face. Kind of caught it real quick. And I think deep down inside, he's like, man, I'm so glad that AJ Lee's here because this is going to be great for business. She's an amazing performer in the ring. She's good on the mic. She's got great presentation skills. She has a huge following. And I think that Rollins was just salivating like, wow, this is going to make us so much money. And I think all 4 of them know how important it is to have this feud. And I think it's going to be great for wrestling, for the wrestling universe.
It's good for women's wrestling too. It's good for the historians. And I think it also, this match sets up, possibly a WrestleMania, because if this does well, which you think it would, that eventually you would revisit this, maybe Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee, a WrestleMania match. That's a WrestleMania dream match that you didn't think you were going to see, that you may see now. And I definitely believe that Seth Rollins is going to be against CM Punk. And I think, for me, the storyline should be not only Punk headlining WrestleMania as a main eventer, but winning the title at WrestleMania. What better story
Yeah, I
than
think
that?
that would be. I think that makes a great story. Is that Punk and Rollins will main event, and maybe the co-main event, or maybe the second night would be AJ and Becky, and basically they keep the titles up to that, and then AJ and Punk get the titles in April. Well, you never know how this is all going to go. But yeah, those are some great ideas. I'm looking forward to WrestlePalooza. I want to see how ESPN is going to handle this as far as the pre and post game shows. The celebrities can be there, the music. You're going to have a lot of other, professional athletes be involved. Obviously with ESPN and
Halliburton,
involved,
who's been involved with the Indiana Pacers, and they're going to be in Indiana, of course. So it's kind of cool.
There's so many things going on. So great job again, Peter.
Thank you, sir.
I got to get ready for bed here, and thanks again for doing what you do, and thanks for being, obviously a caring individual, and knowing that anyone has any problems, you can always reach out to Peter Blake, man.
There you go.
So
I'm here for you.
Bring the passion. Bring the excitement, just don't bring any nonsense.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about.
Bucks are going to be all right, okay? Everyone needs to chill out. We got depth. We got Baker, MF, Mayfield, okay?
Yeah, there you go.
And he's a bad mother. And you know what I said? Who has the best completion rate through 2024 and its first 2 weeks of 2025? Not Joe Burrow, not Patrick Mahomes, not Lamar Jackson. It's Baker, effing Mayfield.
Love it. Good
we
stuff.
need to get shirts. Like, remember when they had Charlie freaking Morton? Let's make some Baker freaking Mayfield
then
shirts.
we need a Baker friggin' Mayfield, or Baker effing Mayfield, as a lot of people would say. All right, how do we end off the call, my friend?
All right, thank you for wasting my time. Goodbye forever, and I'll try to get out there. Maybe Saturday you're going to be doing the pre-show too?
No, Sunday. Sunday will be.
Well, what about the Bulls?
Well, the Bulls will be at home. The Bulls are playing South Carolina State.
Aren't you doing that?
Well, yeah, we'll be at the stadium though. We'll be credentialed.
Okay.
We'll have a post-game show, so call in.
Right. I'll try to call in.
afterwards.
I'm thinking about going to the game, so maybe I'll try to get tickets.
All right,
They're
man.
like $15 online. So
There you go, and you can
That's
always win tickets off of Tampa Joe's if you come out. You never know.
That's true.
Give
That's
it
true.
away.
Thanks again for everything, bud.
All right, man.
Have a great night.
Appreciate
Take care.
you. Yes, sir. All right, good stuff there. We'll give him the Ric Flair. That was great. I mean it though, and it's easy to say, but there have been people that have called me, no matter what time it is, and maybe I'm a little bit tired or whatever, but I'm always open to talk to you guys if there's something on your mind. Never think you're alone in this, because I take that seriously, because doing this business and doing this show and putting this show together, sometimes I felt like I was alone. And now I have you guys, and you guys are the lifeblood of what the sports web is truly all about. Webhead for life. Love it, Mike. I look forward to Monday, Wednesday. Peter, the Greek, TJ are fantastic. Distraction from the real life struggles. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely right there. That's Broadway says, where do I get a sports web t-shirt in orange and red? Well, I don't know if I'm going to sell these polos. I think I'm going to keep this exclusive, but I will. Broadway put up the t-shirt. It has the webs on it. It says Sports Web. It has the Sports Web logo right there on the front. It's black, and then it has my face on the back. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. So we'll see if we can get some orders of those shirts out there. Let's go out to Instagram Live. Appreciate you guys tuning in there. Also on LinkedIn Live and YouTube. Thanks a lot for all the YouTube super chats. Facebook stars are open. Poppy Pelly says the Philly game won't be a home game. Well, we'll see. We'll definitely see about that. Even if Philly fans show up, which I hope Bucs fans overcrowd that stadium. But even if Philly fans show up, the Bucs will still have the home field advantage, because they'll make the Eagle fans go home crying in their beer. Open phone line 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391 as we're talking turnbuckle talk here. Let's go out to Baker Mayfield. We'll switch gears. We'll go back to the Bucs here. This is what Baker Mayfield had to say today about the offense. We have a ton of room to grow. We haven't played not even close to good. We have some good plays here and there. We scored when we needed to, and wins. We'll always take those. But yeah, offensively, we just need to be more consistent. That's what we try and say our standard is around here. We have to be able to be explosive and score a lot of points, and consistency is the main key. Now, the Bucs right now currently are tied for 18th at 21.5 points per game, like 22. He also says about the offense, it's all mentally tough group, guys being on the same page in chaotic moments, being able to do these little details right. That's good to see. From the practice field to the game field, guys are just executing. We're always in the fight. Anytime we step on the field, we expect to win. We expect to play well and do our job at a high level. It's just the mentality. That's the reason why he's going to get a contract extension. That's the reason why, guys, he's Baker effing Mayfield. Let's go back out to the comments here. Broadway with the last one for the night. Thank you, Peter, for another great show. You're absolutely welcome. Thanks a lot for all this support. Once again, thanks a lot to our special guest tonight, the media icon, Mr. TJ Rives of the Buccaneers Radio Network. Remember, tune in on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. live from What the Buck tailgate as we get you ready for the home opener, your 2-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New York Football Jets. Just in the season at 0-2. We get you ready for that at the tailgate, talking to Bucs fans, taking your phone calls, and then, of course, the post-game edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show live on the field. I'm going to take you there, Bucs fans. Every time we got a home game, it's at the tailgate with Bucs fans, and then afterwards, it's on the field in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. We'll keep it down because you got 3 things, and we also got roommates in the building. Bring your passion, bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say on this show, go Bucs.